Okay, I'm back. Is this less laggy? Sorry, I had to redo the stream because it was lagging and Koopsie said it was because of a thing. Yes. So I had to switch it, but I could only switch it if I ended the stream. Is everyone back? Hello, hello, hello. Stream froze? No, it stopped. It stopped. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Come back to me. There we go. We have opened Frankenstein. I don't remember which chapter. This is bad. How have you been? Much better. Oh, is it better? Is everyone back? Are you alive? Hello? But hello everyone, I'm sorry for that lagging. It's because I updated, well, Koopsie updated my PC. So I've got like a new motherboard, I've got a new RAM, I've got a new CPU. So it is a work in progress, seeing how everything works. So yes, which means there's so many more games that we can play now. I'm very, very excited. Yes, yes, yes. Very good, very good. Oh, that's beautiful. Sweet little Koopsie. Yeah, 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 yeah. Very good, very good. He's helped me. He put it together. I also got a new cooler. I think it was his old cooler that he put in, so that's really cool. Hi Slan, how are you doing? But I've been okay. I've been just like I said, very sick. Not like sick, but it's more like coughing loads, sneezing loads because I'm sick. Because of allergies. Yes. So mainly it is very frustrating because I struggle sleeping and everything because obviously every time I lay down, I have to cough and it's really frustrating. So, yes. No more Skyrim? No, probably not. I mean, maybe once upon a time, like maybe in the future or something, but at the moment I really like not playing it. I like playing new games, you know. Um I'm still working uh on that Skyrim video, but that is taking forever. It took me 2 days just for like one of the mods that I was discussing. It's, yeah, either I'm really slow or it's just taking me forever. Revolt! Unacceptable! Ah! Guys, please don't eat me. Why is this so quiet? This is so quiet for some reason. How strange. Do, 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 do. Hey, where have you been? Well, if if you look, I don't know if you're in the Discord. Um, I don't know if you're in the Discord, but I made an announcement there that I was going to Belgium. I was in Belgium. Why are you so quiet? You usually talk more, I agree. Wait, what is happening? No! I'm trying to figure things out. Like, this fireplace is really quiet, even though it's like at max volume. Like, what be happening right now? I don't hate you, I just give you seeds. Why are you giving me seeds? Oh, goodness. But how are you guys? How have you been? But yeah, so I've been in Belgium, and I'm now back from Belgium. Yes, that's where I've been. What have you guys been up to? What have you been doing? How are your how's the first week of January been for you? What did you get up to? Did you do anything for your New Year's resolutions? Very important. Oh no, Noah is pregnant too now. It was her Christmas gift. What? Yep, and while she was in Belgium, she got herself a harem of Ew! Ew! That is disgusting. No. First of all, I am in a loving relationship. And second of all, I would never do that because that was really gross. I'm doing good, just doing the final pass on photos from Ice Hockey Cup. I was lucky enough to help photograph, and our team won. Nice, congrats, and thank you for the hydrate. Um, that's very good. Sorry, my brain is like not working today. I don't know why. See, every time I take a little break from streaming, I just can't I just can't function. I don't know how to do this anymore. It happens every time. It doesn't matter if it's a month or a week. I'm always struggling every time. She has not a streamer brain. Yes, I'm too used to relaxing. Damn you, relaxing. I've been pretty depressed and struggling mentally, but refusing to accept defeat. I may stumble, I won't fall. Oh, how come? Has it been difficult with studying, perhaps? Or what's happening? Why have you been depressed? Is it the weather? I get seasonally depressed very easily. Yes. So I totally get that, if it's that. Sorry, I'm just gonna close my door for a second. I'm back. I just thought Koopsy's playing League, and when he plays League, sometimes he yells, so I don't want that to be in the VOD. um, but yes. Uh, but yeah, please do tell me what you've been up to, everyone. I would like to hear. And also, thank you, Koopsy, for the subscription, by the way. I didn't say thank you. That was really rude. Thank you very much. I appreciate all your love. But yeah, I think we should get on the chapters. We must catch up to not reading for a while. I don't actually know or remember how many chapters there are in total. I think it is like 24, but it might actually be more, so I don't know. But I know that the next chapter is really long, so it might be like 3 more chapters. Hey Noah, how was Belgium? Belgium was great. Yeah, it was great. I was really busy all the time, so it was cool. I saw my dad, my mom, my sisters, my brother. We had a family. We had like a Christmas party, like delayed Christmas party. Got some cool gifts. Got a Korean cooking book of like an Instagrammer I follow. So that was really cool. I got a One Piece I got a One Piece manga. I always love that. For the rest, I think that's it. Oh, I got some chocolates as well. Yum yum yum. Um, mm, I got some nice thick socks. Also very cool. So yeah, very exciting. I also made Belgian stew for the first time, and honestly, it was absolutely perfect. It was the first time that I had cooked something for the first time, and it actually went like really good. um, but yeah, so I've made a beef bourguignon before, and I thought it would kind of be similar to Belgian stew, and it is, but there are a few differences. Not stew, stew. like STEW. Um, but yeah, the main difference is that a beef bourguignon has wine, whereas a Belgian stew has beer. It has like dark beer. But also something very like random is that you put a sandwich with mustard on it in it to I guess thicken the sauce, but also give a special taste. So that was very interesting. And also sugar, which you don't put in the beef bourguignon, I think. But it was delicious. It was amazing. So I will definitely be making that here, just to, think of home. Also, hi Puma. Hi, how have you been? Sorry to disappear. I know I've been gone like twice now for like 2 weeks in total. One was for Christmas and one was for Christmas with my family. So, I know I've disappeared a lot. I'm very sorry. But I think it's important to prioritize family, obviously. And I've kind of accepted that I don't like streaming when I'm around family because, first of all, it can be a bit awkward because older people don't really understand, but also kind of, I just want to spend all of my time with my family when I can. So, yeah, just life hitting me. I lost my wife, my independence, my job, and my car, and now I'm dependent on my parents, my 30s, and a major issue for them. There's also issues with my studies. Yes, I'm sorry. Well, I know that it is tough right now and that you're back with your parents. But as you know, you're working towards something better, Like your studies are gonna bring you in direction that you love way more, It's just like a new chapter in your life. You've got to start from scratch, It's completely normal. You got to cut yourself some slack, you know? And I totally understand the age. There's always like this feeling of being in a rush. I have the exact same feeling. I'm still not doing the job that I studied for, so I completely understand. And moving to another country really does bring you back to zero. Um, but you know that this is gonna bring you happiness in the end, so you gotta hold on. Also, give yourself breaks. Cut yourself some slack. Have breaks, and relax sometimes, kind of thing. Pretty insane experience, and I got to be on the ice and help taking of all the players with the trophy. That's so cool. Oh, that's so nice. I bet that was really exciting. I think he was like super into disco or something. You take breaks and vacations if you need to. Exactly. It's okay. The main thing is that you're doing well. Family and private matters come first. Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly. So it was really nice. There was one thing I did regret doing, but hopefully I can do that next time. Um, not doing, sorry. But yeah, it was really nice. Um, One annoying thing obviously is that the house is not how I want it. Like every time I come there, I'm like, oh no, this needs to be like this. Like I feel like as soon as you move out and you get to do things your own way, it like really bothers you when you go back to your parents' house and you're like, this is not the right way of doing it. With my dad, it's like he hoards. He hoards so many things, and he also is like really neglectful towards his house. Like there's so many broken things, like a million lights that don't work. Like the light above the hob doesn't work, so I have to cook in the dark. um and the light in the bathroom doesn't work. The sink is broken, the dishwasher is broken, there's like mold in places, and it's just like, I don't know. Like, if it was my house, I would fix things right away. So I can't relate. So every time I come there, I'm like frustrated at like everything. Yes. So it's nice to be back home where everything's clean. Yes. You could say I'm a control freak, but I just I like a clean, tidy place. Yes. Thanks, guys. I keep smiling and marching on. I have no intention of quitting no matter how bad things get. Good, good. You've got this. I believe in you, Curie. You gotta hold on. Fight on, fight on. Hoarding dads are a menace. They really are, you know. And I get that he wants to keep like some things, but the things he keeps are like actually ridiculous. Like he's got a lot of old tech that you can't use anymore. He's got a bunch of like old magazines, and every time we like go to Lidl or Aldi or something, and they do an action where you get like a free like plastic thing, you know, like a little plastic guy or something, or a plastic little dog or something, you know, like little trinkets basically that you get at the shop. He gets them every time and he keeps all of it. He keeps all of it. I'm like, why? Oh, and whenever I would go in the garden, I would also find like garbage in places. Like it's horrendous. It really is so bad. My dad's a drama queen. He's tried to kill my cat just because he's meowing and annoying. Very frustrating as we are always butting heads. Oh my god, try to kill your cat. Goodness me. You better take that cat with you when you leave. Um, but yeah, I understand that. I always butt heads with my dad as well. But that's just because we are very different people. I think both on like morale and like political side, but also just like him not being very clean. Well, like, you know, not clean. The house is clean. It's just like he hoards too many things and he fixes nothing, and it's frustrating. Especially because I've had multiple moments where I've been like, I I'm going insane. I'm going to throw this away, or like I'm going to fix it. I cannot wait any longer. And then he doesn't let me. So I'm just like sat there having to look at these things that I could fix, and he doesn't let me. So glad I'm out of that house. I don't think I could have taken it any longer. That cat's been around since baby, nursed it to health and everything. Oh, that's so cute. Well, does your dad actually really hate it? Or is that just a joke? Like, I'm trying to catch with which vibe we're on right now. My dad and brother have always fought a lot, and I kind of got to stay under his radar. Now that I moved out, I get to call him out on his bullshit and stand up for my brother. Nice. That's good. That's good. I mean, I also feel like when you move out, it like usually your relationship with your parents is so much more healthy because you're not like constantly in each other's space. So, like I've definitely felt that. Like I feel like I can act like a normal person now because it's like I appreciate my time with my family so much more because I barely see them now, and I think that's much healthier. Yeah. But anyway, sorry to dump that on you. Oh my goodness. For the rest, I've just I watched the live action How to Train Your Dragon. It was garbage. Well, okay, it wasn't complete garbage, but there were some things I would have changed. um, I think the casting was mostly fine, especially Gerald Butler as Stoic was fucking epic because he also voices it in the animated movie. So I was like, hell yeah, that's really cool. And the dragons looked really kick-ass. They looked really cool. And I think that's a really important part of the movie, obviously. But it was also really stupid. Like the movie was a bit stupid sometimes. Like they act like you're dumb and it was annoying. But for the rest it was pretty okay as far as live actions go, I think. My dad threatens not actually acted yet, but has come close to a fist fight with me over it. Oh my god, he likes to yell and scream truly. A little scratch makes him scream in anger. Oh my god. Wow, yeah, that's a really heavy relationship he has with your cat. Oh my goodness. Hide that little baby. Hide it. Goodness me. I could never. Um, right. Sorry. I'm still I'm sorry, I'm still not streamer brain right now. I need to get into the zone right now. Right. We shall get on the reading. Guys, what do you think? I think that should be fine. Can you hear the fireplace roar? Is that grumbling in the background? Can you actually hear it? Because it's actually not picking up very much when it should. Like it's literally on max and you seem to not be able to hear it. Very strange. Honestly, I prefer small talk over reading, but that's just me. Well, we can't please everyone, can we? I can't just talk and that's a stream. And there's certain people that do like the reading, so I can't. I gotta do something that some people don't like, you know? There's always gonna be something that people don't like. And I really want to finish this book as well. Like, can't just I can't just start it and then not finish it. That is just bad. My sister is my dad in a tiny body too, but can't handle when I'm not mentally there from autism off days. I get on both their nerves, especially when I'm not there mentally. Love my family, but we butt heads. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm exactly the same. So I totally understand. Family can be tough sometimes. I mean, obviously you can't choose your family, so sometimes you get put together with someone you don't like. um, Koopsie, on the other hand, got so lucky. His family is epic. Like, I love all of them. They're so great. Like, every time I meet them, I'm like, this is so unfair. This is so unfair. Why did I get my family and you got yours? That's so rude. Um, but yeah, we can't choose family. Oh well. Well, I'll choose my family. She's just gonna be my mom, Jillian and House are my brothers. Yeah, no, but that doesn't work like that. They are friends. Okay, well, let's read. Sorry, I keep saying let's read and then not read. So let's read. I am sorry if I'm gonna cough a lot. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to read as much as I can. If it's too much, I will stop, but I will try my best. Chapter 17. The being finished speaking, and fixed his looks upon me in the expectation of a reply. But I was bewildered, perplexed, and unable to arrange my ideas sufficiently to understand the full extent of his proposition. He continued, I gotta go back to work. Thanks for the stream, though. It's always relaxing for me to be here. I'm so glad I relaxed you. Have a good luck with your work. Nice to see you, Curie. Bye. My dad and I usually butt heads as well on projects, but after 30, 60 minutes we understand each other and goes perfect without any words spoken. Well, I'm really glad you've got a relationship like that. That's cool. Always nice to hear that people get along with their family so well. Oh no, I don't know where we are now. I've ruined it. Oh goodness. Oh goodness me. Oh, we're at chapter 22. What the hell? No. Oh no, I've lost the plot. Oh, here we are. Oh, right. Right. The monster said that he wanted a wife. Right. You must create a female for me with whom I can live in the interchange of those sympathies necessary for my being. This you alone can do, and I demand it of you as a right which must not refuse to concede. The latter part of his tale had kindled anew in me the anger that had died away while he narrated his peaceful life among the cottagers. And as he said this, I could no longer suppress the anger, the rage that burned within me. I do refuse it, I replied, and no torture shall ever extort a consent from me. You may render me the most miserable of men, but you shall never, I'm sorry, but you shall never make me base in my own eyes. Shall I create another like yourself, whose joint wickedness might desolate the world? Begone! I have answered you. You may torture me, but I will never consent. You are in the wrong, replied the fiend, and instead of threatening, I am content to reason with you. I am malicious because I am miserable. Am I not shunned and hated by all mankind? You, my creator, would tear me to pieces and triumph. Remember that and tell me why I should pity man more than he pities me. You would not call it murder if you could precipitate precipitate me into one of those ice rifts and destroy my frame, the work of your own hands. Shall I respect man when he condemns me? Let him live with me in the interchange of kindness, and instead of injury, I would bestow every benefit upon him with tears of gratitude at his acceptance. But that cannot be. The human senses are insurmountable barriers to our union. Yet mine shall not be the submission of abject slavery. I will revenge my injuries. If I cannot inspire love, I will cause fear, and chiefly towards you, my arch enemy, because my creator, do I swear inextinguishable hatred. Have a care. I will work at your destruction, nor finish until I desolate your heart, so that you shall curse the hour of your birth. Oh, by the way, I went out to eat at buffet with my brother earlier. Pretty sure we both ate for 3 hours straight. Oh, dude, that's fucking sick. Nice. What did you eat? It wasn't that good, but gotta get our money's worth, right? Oh, no, that's so disappointing. I do feel like usually at like all you can eat places, the food isn't actually amazing quality. It's always like very mediocre. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, because obviously they can't spend too much because they're giving people a lot of food. But it's just like, it's always mediocre. I've never had a buffet where I'm actually like, oh my God, everything's amazing. Sorry. um, but that sounds amazing. It's been so long since it was a Chinese buffet, so you know. I still think they're mediocre, to be honest. Ooh, sorry. It's my chair. Don't be scared. There was actually this like place. Well, there is this place. In the place that I live in Belgium. Sorry, that's so unclear. There is a restaurant in the place that I live in Belgium, and it's been there for like years. And me and my family used to go there like not a lot, but like if there was an event, we would go there. And they had the most random shit ever. It was always like it was Chinese stuff, but then also like spaghetti and pizza and like sushi. I don't think they had. It was just a bunch of like Chinese stuff and then just a few random things for people that are fussy. And then the dessert was also like really random. But I was also always really excited when we went there because obviously you can eat a lot and I like eating a lot. So there's pros and cons. But that sounds amazing. I'm happy for you. Good for you. Eating is great. I actually had smoutebolle as well while I was in Belgium, and I'm really sad to say that they were super disappointing. I was so upset. Well, I was internally upset. I didn't actually say anything to my dad, but like they were really soft and like smoutable. So they're like these fried dough balls basically. and they're supposed to be crispy on the outside, not mega crispy but they just have to have some crisp. And they were just, yeah, really soft. I think they had just been there for a bit already. So yeah, it was really sad. But it was still nice. I was still good. I was still happy to eat it. Yes, very good. I always have like this internal list of things I gotta do when I go to Belgium. Like usually when I go is around Christmas time, so it's always eat smoutbollen, get chocolate from Leonidas, which is like my favorite chocolate shop of all time. They make the best chocolate in the whole world. I am sorry, it is true. um, for the rest, just obviously meet family and everything. Go to the city, go to Hema. It's just so stupid, but I love Hema. Hema is basically like this this shop where you just get like random stuff. It's like they've got a bunch of they've got like food, but they've also got, notebooks and cute little like knickknacks and just like silly little things, and I just always like going around there. I don't know why, but I can't find anything here that like matches that vibe of Hema. So that's on my list. What else? Um, go for a walk. I didn't do that this time actually, so I was very upset because it was, oh my God, I forgot to tell you, it was actually snowing the whole time I was there, which was so cool because we haven't had snow here like properly. We've had it like where it snows, but then it melts. But there it was literally like proper thick and it stayed the whole week. Like it just kept snowing, it kept snowing. And it's really funny because literally I got off my plane really late at like 11 p.m. or something. No, sorry, 9 p.m. We got home at 11 p.m. But I got off my plane and it was snowing. And apparently it was the first day that it was snowing. And then the day that I was going home, it all melted away because of the rain. So basically, it was there for me, is what I'm saying. It was there for me, okay? It snowed just for me. But that was really cool. I thought that was a sign. Yes, very cool. It was so nice to finally have some like proper snow. I swear it's not snowed properly for years. Like every time it snowed, um it melts a bit away, but now it actually stayed. Oh, so nice to hear that crunching under your boots. The best feeling in the world. Burn the witch! Yeah, I would say I'm a witch. She controls the weather. Dude, if I did, it'd be snowing here right now, okay? But it isn't. It snowed in like some places in England, but sadly not here. I'm very sad. I want it to be cold. Well, actually, it is cold, but it's not snowing, which is upsetting. You can't just have that without snow. Sorry, but let's continue. I intended to reason. This passion is detrimental to me, for you do not reflect that you are the cause of its excess. If any being felt emotions of benevolence towards me, I should return them 100 and 100-fold. For that one creature's sake, I would make peace with the whole kind. But I now indulge in dreams of bliss that cannot be realized. What I ask of you is reasonable and moderate. I demand a creature of another sex, but as hideous as myself. The gratification is small, but it is all that I can receive, and it shall content me. It is true, we shall be monsters, cut off from all the world, but on that account we shall be more attached to one another. Our lives will not be happy, but they will be harmless and free from the misery I now feel. Oh, my Creator, make me happy. Let me feel gratitude towards you for one benefit. Let me see that I excite the sympathy of some existing thing. Do not defy me my request. I was moved. I shuddered when I thought of the possible consequences of my consent, but I felt that there was some justice in his argument. His tale and the feelings he now expressed proved him to be a creature of fine sensations, and did I not as his creator owe him all the portion of happiness that it was in my power to bestow? He saw my change of feelings and continued, "If you consent, neither you nor any other human being shall ever see us again. I will go to the vast wilds of South America. My food is not that of man. I do not destroy the lamb and the kid to glut my appetite. Acorns and berries afford me sufficient nourishment. My companion will be of the same nature as myself, and will be content with the same fare. We shall make our bed of dried leaves. The sun will shine on us as on man, and will ripen our food. The picture I present to you is peaceful and human, and you must feel that you could deny it only in the wantonness of power and cruelty. Pitiless as you have been towards me, I now see compassion in your eyes. Let me seize the favorable moment and persuade you to promise what I so ardently desire." "You propose," replied I, "to fly from the habitants of man, to dwell in those wilds where the beasts of the field will be your only companions. How can you, who long for the love and sympathy of man, persevere in this exile? You will return and again seek their kindness, and you will meet with their detestation. Detestation? Yes, yes. Your evil passions will be renewed, and you will then have a companion to aid you in the task of destruction. This may not be, cease to argue the point, for I cannot consent." Oh god, it's hard. It's starting. Oh goodness. Oh my god. Sorry. Yesterday I was up all night coughing. It was terrible. Maybe I should have made a tea before starting. Try not to die. It would be against Twitch TOS. Well, you wouldn't see it, so I don't think it would. It would just be the thought, but you wouldn't actually see it. So it's okay. That counts. How inconsistent are your feelings? But a moment ago you were moved by my representations. And why do you again harden yourself to my complaints? I swear to you by the earth which I inhabit, and by you that made me, that with the companion you bestow, I will quit the neighborhood of man and dwell, as it may chance, in the most savage of places. My evil passions will have fled, for I shall meet with sympathy. My life will flow quietly away, and in my dying moments I shall not curse my Maker. His words had a strange effect upon me. I compassionated him, and sometimes felt a wish to console him. But when I looked upon him, when I saw the filthy mass that moved and talked, my heart sickened, and my feelings were altered to those of horror and hatred. I tried to stifle those sensations. I thought that as I could not sympathize with him, I had no right to withhold from him the small portion of happiness which was yet in my power to bestow. "You swear," I said, "to be harmless, but have you not already shown a degree of malice that should reasonably make me distrust you? For not even this be a fiend that will increase your triumph by according a wider scope for your revenge? How is this? I must not be trifled with, and I demand an answer. If I have no ties and no affections, hatred and vice must be my portion. The love of another will destroy the causes of my crimes, and I shall become a thing of whose existence everyone will be ignorant. My vices are the children of a forced solitude that I abhor. and my virtues will necessarily arise when I live in communion with an equal. I shall feel the affections of a sensitive being and become linked to the chain of existence and events from which I am now excluded. I paused some time to reflect on all he had related and the various arguments which he had employed. I thought of the promise of virtues which he had displayed on the opening of his existence, and the subsequent blight of all kindly feeling by the loathing and scorn which his protectors had manifested towards me. His power and threats were not omitted in my calculations. A creature who could exist in the ice caves of the glaciers and hide himself from pursuit among the ridges of inaccessible precipices, yes, was a being possessing faculties it would be vain to cope with. After a long pause of reflection, I concluded I concluded that the justice due both to him and my fellow creatures demanded of me that I should comply with his request. Turning to him, therefore, I said, I consent to your demand, on your solemn oath to quit Europe forever, and every other place in the neighborhood of man, as soon as I shall deliver into your hands a female who will accompany you in your exile. I swear, he cried, by the sun and by the blue sky of heaven, and by the fire of love that burns my heart, that if you grant my prayer, while they exist, you shall never behold me again. Depart to your home and commence your labors. I shall watch your progress with unutterable anxiety, and fear not but that when you are ready, I shall appear. Saying this, he suddenly quitted me, fearful, perhaps, of any change in my sentiments. I saw him descend the mountain with greater speed than the flight of an eagle, and quickly lost among the undulations of the sea of ice. Goodness. His tail had occupied the whole day, and the sun was upon the verge of the horizon when he departed. I knew that I ought to hasten my descent towards the valley, as I should soon be encompassed in darkness. But my heart was heavy, and my steps slow. The labor of winding among the little paths of the mountain and fixing my feet firmly as I advanced perplexed me. Occupied as I was by the emotions which the occurrences of the day had produced, night was far advanced when I came to the halfway resting place and seated myself beside the fountain. The stars shone at intervals as the clouds passed from over them. The dark pines rose before me, and every here and there a broken tree lay on the ground. It was a scene of wonderful solemnity and stirred strange thoughts within me. I wept bitterly, and clasping my hands in agony, I exclaimed, "Oh, stars and clouds and winds, ye are all about to mock me. If you really pity me, crush sensation and memory. Let me become as naught, but if not, depart, and leave me in darkness." Ah, my stupid computer keeps crashing. I need to do a full reformat, I think. Maybe change my drive. Such a pain to back up and reinstall everything. It keeps hanging on by a thread somehow. So I can still play Minecraft and WoW and use Firefox. Oh, goodness. How did that happen? I thought you had like a relatively new PCs. I wouldn't think it would break like that. Sorry, someone knocked, so I had to check whether Koopsie had heard it or not. um, Yeah, I know, but this PC has been nothing but issues since I got it. Really? Pretty sure Say has been having issues with the new PC since day one. That's awful. How's that possible though? The first system crash was why I dipped out of WoW for a year. No, I know that, but it just seems so strange that you got a new PC and it just is not working. You would think it would improve everything. How upsetting. I'm so sorry. Hey, you think the drive is the main issue then? That was a big gulp. Yeah. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. If I was a PC expert, I would look at your PC, but I'm not. Could be the drive, could be the memory, and you probably don't have any money to replace it to see whether that's the issue. Could just be shitty Linux drivers. Yeah. Goodness me. I'm very sorry. Hmm. I'm not sure what to suggest because I mean parts cost so much money, especially with the AI stuff now. Everything's gone up in price a lot. That's the part of the reason why I updated my PC now. Um, because obviously it's like obviously like super unpayable now. Like I have had this RAM for a while. Um, but now apparently they don't even sell it anymore and it's gone like up in price a lot. Fortunately bought memory a while back because I thought it was a memory problem because it got giga expensive. It really did, yeah, but if I need a new SSD, it's gonna hurt. It really is. That's what I'm saying. It's because of AI. um, oh, dude, that's another thing actually. Sorry to bring this up again, but that was another reason why I was so frustrated with my parents. Their whole For You page and Instagram is full of AI slob. It's so frustrating. And they think it's hilarious. They're like, oh my God, look at this. And they show like the most AI thing ever. I fucking hate it, dude. um, yeah, SSDs have gone up as well. Like a new 2 terabyte drive, like the one I have, is like 400 euro. Yeah. Guys, give me a second. I have to check something. Hello, I'm back. Sorry, there was something that Koopsie needed to tell me. Um, so basically, what happened is, so usually I get, there we go. Usually I get, usually we get like loose bananas, right? And I usually get like 12 or 8 bananas in total, because we both eat like 2 a day. Um, and apparently because I did the grocery shopping in bed, I must have been tired or something. So I got the wrong thing. And I actually got 8 packs of bananas. So Koopsie came up with like 8 packs of these. So in total, it's like 48 bananas. I don't know how I didn't notice it because it costs like £6 for bananas. I'm so embarrassed. I don't know how I didn't notice this. But yeah, anyway, so to make a lot of smoothies, yeah. I mean, they're like relatively green, so that's really good. Um, so they won't go off that quickly. But I think what we're gonna do is I'll leave 2 packs out. Then a lot of them I'm gonna freeze, and then I'll make a banana bread. Yeah, like you said, I'll make a banana bread. I'll have to, because otherwise it's all gonna go off. You can freeze bananas as well and eat them as nice cream. Nice cream? I'm sorry. But yeah, I'll freeze them because Koopsie always has a smoothie, so I'll just use that for like weeks. Hmm. I was so surprised when it came up, and I was like, "There's no way, there's no way." But yeah, I checked it. I did indeed order, and it's so bad because I almost ordered 12 packs because usually we eat 12 a week, and I got 8 instead. So I mean, I could have eaten more than this. Luckily, they are small bananas though, so. Also, hi, Bogdan, how are you today? Hello! Frozen bananas in a blender with some fruit and berries make for really good ice cream. Ice cream? Interesting. Huh. I've never made ice cream before. Sounds exciting. But yeah, sorry for that interruption. I was like really confused when I saw Koopsie walk in with all those bananas. Well, vegan ice cream. That sounds exciting. Sounds more like sorbet. Yeah, I agree. I don't really like sorbet, I'm gonna be honest. It does not slap. Good. I'm glad you good. That's great. We're reading some Frankenstein today. Um, how have you been? How are your holidays? How was your New Year's? What are you up to? How are you feeling? All that good stuff. But yeah, let's read some more. These were wild and miserable thoughts, but I cannot describe to you how the eternal twinkling of the stars weighed upon me, and how I listened to every blast of wind as if it were a dull, ugly siroc on its way to consume me. Morning dawned before I arrived at the village of Chamonix. I took no rest, but I returned immediately to Geneva. Even in my heart, I could give no expression to my sensations. They weighed on me with a mountain's weight, and their excess destroyed by agony beneath them. Thus I returned home, and entering, oh my God, and entering the house, presented myself to the family. My haggard and wild appearance awoke intense alarm. But I answered no question, scarcely did I speak. I felt as if I were placed under a ban, as if I had no right to claim their sympathies, as if never more might I enjoy companionship with them. Yet even thus I loved them to adoration, and to save them, I resolved to dedicate myself to my most abhorred task. The prospect of such an occupation made every other circumstance of existence pass before me like a dream, and that thought only had to me the reality of life. Chapter 18. Yippee! Day after day, week after week, passed away on my return to Geneva, and I could not collect the courage to recommence my work. I feared the vengeance of the disappointed fiend, yet I was unable to overcome my repugnance to the task which was enjoined me. I found that I could not compose a female without again devoting several months to profound study and laborious disquisition. I had heard of some discoveries having been made by an English philosopher, the knowledge of which was material to my success, and I sometimes thought of obtaining my father's consent to visit England for this purpose. But I clung to every pretense of delay and shrank from taking the first step in an undertaking whose immediate necessity began to appear less absolute to me. A change, indeed, had taken place in me. My health, which had hitherto declined, was now much restored, and my spirits, when unchecked by the memory of my unhappy promise, rose proportionately. My father saw this change with pleasure, and he turned his thoughts towards the best method of eradicating the remains of my melancholy, which every now and then would return by fits, and with a devouring blackness overcast the approaching sunshine. At these moments I took refuge in the most perfect solitude. I passed whole days on the lake alone in a little boat, watching the clouds and listening to the rippling of the waves, silent and listless. But the fresh air and bright sun seldom failed to restore me to some degree of composure. And on my return I met the salutations of my friends with a readier smile and a more cheerful heart. Yo, how's it going? Hi, Tom. Hello. It's going good. I'm okay. How are you today? I have come back from Belgium. Now, now for a long time I won't be disappearing again, so don't worry. It was just holiday stuff, but now I'm gonna stay here. Obviously, I will go again, someday, but not for a while. What about you? What have you been up to? How was your week? Today we're reading more Frankenstein, but I'm thinking that after we finish Frankenstein, maybe we'll take a bit of a break from reading again and focus on games again. I just kind of want to finish it first and then move on to another game. I did update my PC, so there's a lot of games that I can now consider playing. Hopefully they won't lag. I don't think they would because my PC is much better now. But yeah, I'm very hopeful. There's a lot of games I want to play, so yes, very exciting. Very exciting indeed. But yes, let's continue. Oh yeah, taking a break without finishing would make it impossible to jump back in. Very smart. What do you mean? Hey, I'm good. Just basically working and chilling. Pretty basic. Okay, okay, okay. That sounds good. That sounds good. I still have my holiday at the moment. I won't be back to work till the 26th. So 2 more weeks. Um, I can't believe 3 weeks have already passed, by the way. That's crazy. Um, but I think it would be good when I'm back at work because then I'll get back into a routine and then because I do feel guilty like being at home when Koopsie's working, but it is nice. Glad to hear you're doing good. Of course, of course. I love that you're taken aback by me just being supportive for no reason. No, no, that's not me being taken aback. I just didn't understand what you meant. Like, do you mean that if I didn't finish reading this book, I wouldn't come back to it. So that's good. Confusion. Yes. Let's continue. It was after my return from one of these rambles that my father, calling me aside, thus addressed me. I am happy to remark, my dear son, that you have resumed your former pleasures and seem to be returning to yourself, and yet you are still unhappy, and still avoid our society. For some time I was lost in conjecture as to the cause of this, but yesterday an idea struck me, and if it is well founded, I conjure you to avow it. Reserve on such a point would be not only useless, but draw down treble misery on us all. He trembled violently at his exordium, and my father continued, I confess, my son, that I have always looked forward to your marriage with our dear Elizabeth. Okay, that's weird. As the tie of our domestic comfort and stay of my declining years. You were attached to each other from your earliest infancy. You studied together and appeared in dispositions and tastes entirely suited to one another. But so blind is the experience of man that what I conceive to be the best assistance to my plan may have entirely destroyed it. You, perhaps, regard her as your sister, without any wish that she might become your wife. Nay, you may have met with another whom you may love, and considering yourself as bound in honor to Elizabeth, this struggle may occasion the poignant misery which you appear to feel. Weirdo, weirdo, that's weird. Hi, Bristari, how are you today? Welcome, welcome. I have a huge problem with jumping back into stuff I've left for too long, be it books, shows, projects, WoW characters, Minecraft worlds. No, I agree, I have a struggle with that as well. I'm just saying it would be very difficult getting back into it. Taking like a 6 month break from everything make it difficult continuing from where you left off. I mean, I agree. There's some games that we haven't finished, like Horizon Zero Dawn. I know exactly where we left off, but we quit because it kept like crashing. But I'm wondering whether if we play it now, it won't be anymore. I would love to get back to it because I kind of really don't like where I left it off, but I really enjoyed the game. It was hard though. It was really frustrating and hard, but I'd like to finish it. Also, hi Zeta! Hello, Belgian woman, and hi chatters. Hello, hello. How are you? Hello, hello. Oh my god, actually, I didn't tell you about this like really interesting interaction I had on my flight to Belgium. I met this like guy. So, okay, basically, I was sat next to this guy, and we had like a few interactions. So, like, first of all, it was like me looking up because I was looking for the reading light because all the lights went off. And he like helped me find it, and then like something else, and then all of a sudden he like pointed out my World of Warcraft book, and he was like, I'm sorry, can I ask you what this is about? I'm like, it's a game. And he's like, okay, can you explain it? And like we started talking about all this stuff, about like what a game is and everything. It was so funny because he's in his 40s and he had never played a game before. Um, and I had to like explain everything. It was so hard. I was like, well, so he's like, oh, so what do you do in the game? I'm like, well, you do quests. And he's like, what's a quest? And I'm like, well, quest is like, you do something for a person, for an NPC. And he's like, what is an NPC? I'm like, it's a person in the world that is programmed. And like, how to explain this? And he was like, so can you meet with other people in this game? I'm like, yes, yes, it's an online game. And, it's yeah, it was very interesting. And we basically talked like the whole hour and a half flight about games and stuff. And he was like, what do you do? You have free time and everything. I'm like, play games. I don't really do anything else. I read books and play games. There we go. Um, and then it turned out that actually he is from England, but he's trying to live in Belgium, because he loves Belgium for some reason. So that was like crazy. Um, And yeah, it was a really interesting encounter. And he actually like gave his number because he knew a lot about visa stuff. And he, because I told him, it's really hard with Brexit and everything to get into England. And he's like, "Ooh, I think I might know some other ways to like find, get into England and everything, or like find a way around it." So we added each other. Yeah, it was very cool, a very wholesome interaction. I've never had that before, like ever. It was really funny as well because before he started talking to me, he like took two shots. He like ordered two small little whiskeys and like shotted them. And I'm like, my conspiracy is that he drank that to like work up the courage to talk to me or something. Or maybe he's an alcoholic. I don't know. I thought that was weird. Yes. Yes, very good. With Witcher 3, 3, I'm in an endless loop of quit playing, long break, let's start over, quit playing. Why? Is it because it's really hard, or why do you keep quitting? Is it too long? Noah taking her PowerPoint presentation ready for him. I should have done that. I should have done that. But I think he was like too unaware of what like a game even is. So I don't think he would have understood. um, oh my God, we need that dude to join us in WoW. That would be really interesting, to be fair. He seemed like a really interesting dude, but I wasn't sure, like, till you said he was in his 40s, I was convinced he was trying to flirt. No, I wasn't sure either because he was like really interested in talking to me, but then he also just said he's really interested in just like meeting people from other like places and stuff. Like he enjoys traveling. He's got loads of people like friends from different places. And I was like, okay. But yeah, he didn't look like he was in his 40s. Like he looked younger, to be honest. Um, People in their 40s can flirt with 39-year-olds. I'm not 39. How dare you? Shire alcoholic, same, same. Yes, yes. Sensei is just stuck playing Warfare till the end of time itself. Yes, that's how it goes, really. Too long and too much side questing. I think I often lost interest in stuff after like 2 weeks passed. That's really quickly, though. I feel like I could stick to it. It's just a bit hard. No, I'm actually 38. Dude, if I was 38, I would have children, and I don't have children. Think about it, guys. Think about it. Like, put your mind to it for a second. Obviously. No, she had a birthday recently, Iron. Shut up. I'm not 38, and then I'm not 39. I'm not in my 30s, guys, please. So rude. But yeah, that was very interesting. I've never had that before. I've never had like someone so interested in talking to me. I don't know why that like took me back so much. I was like, whoa, whoa, talking? Me? Yeah. By the way, I want to say, how much did you guys pay for this? I didn't pay anything. It's free. It's free. It's free for now. It's it's free till tomorrow, I think. So you have to do it today. I stole her birthday cake so she didn't age. Oh, is that how it works? I mean, that's how it works in Sims. Yeah, it's free and also unlimited. I have the option of transferring more than one character. Oh, nice. But it's only until tomorrow, right? But yeah, so you at the starting screen of your like character selection, you go shop and then you've got the free transfer. So definitely do it today. So you don't forget. If I recall correctly, best to do it ASAP. You do it in the shop. Yeah, best to do it ASAP, exactly. Do it quickly, otherwise you can't join us. And that would be bad. But yeah, very exciting. I just renewed my sub. Nice. I accidentally renewed my sub like 2 weeks ago. I was so upset. I forgot to cancel it and it like renewed while I was like not even home. So I feel so stupid. That's the annoying thing. I feel like I swear it's like I keep not being able to find just like a month sub, not like a continuing sub. I haven't played for at least a year. Good for you. Good for you. If it wasn't for this classic stuff we've been doing together, I wouldn't be playing WoW either. I'm planning to play the new expansion, but that's just because I want to build houses, okay? That's all I want to do. That's the only reason I'm here. But I'm probably only gonna get a sub for a month for it, and that's it. If we're not playing classic, obviously. Hi, Sky! Hello! Hi. How are you today? Welcome. How have you been? Also, hi, Savage. How are you today? Hello. We are reading once again. How is everyone? Oh my god, what the fuck? How is your stream? Wish there was a non-predatory MMO. I guess Warframe is kind of like that, but it barely counts as an MMO. What do you mean with predatory? Just that you have to pay. Hello, good, tired, a bit, yup. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, that's fair. I hope you have a good night's sleep today so you can catch up with it. Alright, done. Inheritors. Nice! That's good. Do. Were we drawing from Gartic? How are you? Ooh, nice. I've seen you do that before. It looks really fun. And I'm okay. We're just reading today. We're just chilling a bit. I'm a bit sick though, so I will cough sometimes. Apologies. But yeah. Subscription models for games are locking everything behind a paywall. Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. I kind of wish they would at least bring the subscription down, because now it is, I think, 12 or 11 pounds a month, which is so much. Like, that's so much. It's actually insane to me. Like, if you play for 10 months, that's £100 like a year. That's really depressing. But yeah, I agree. I wish it wasn't a thing, to be honest. Especially because you already like pay. I don't know, it's just really scummy that you like pay for an expansion, right? In WoW anyway. I don't know how it works with other MMOs, but I think it works like that always. But you pay for the expansion. Usually it's like 40 or 50 pounds, and then you don't even get the whole expansion. You literally have to wait, like, basically, I think it's usually throughout a year or something for it to release slowly. But it's so ridiculous because you already paid like 50, 40 pounds for it. And then you have to pay the subscription on top as well. So it's like, why? You have to have one or the other. You can't just do both. You can't just have people pay for something that isn't even complete. Like, I'd rather pay the subscription throughout and just get the expansion either way. Like, you don't have to pay for it. It's just so stupid. But Blizzard is such a small indie company. They need the money. Right. They need the money. Right. But I don't know. I think it's just really stupid. When I think about it, it frustrates me a lot. Like, I bet I've spent so much money on them. It's actually ridiculous. It's probably up to €1,000 now. Or more, who knows. People still buy it and thus they won't ever change it. Yeah. Well, it's gone down a lot. Like, a lot of people have left Blizzard. Like, so many people. It's so much quieter than it used to be. But I suppose it's not to the point where they're bankrupt yet. So it doesn't matter to them. But yeah. It's depressing, yeah. That's why I don't really pay for the whole year anymore. Usually I just have like a few months I play it and then I stop. Like I just usually check out the new expansion, see that it sucks again, and then stop. I think the Elder Scrolls Online actually moved away from subscriptions, but only because they're dropping players. Oh, really? I see, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Good. I think all of them should be like that, to be honest. I think subscription-based things in general are really stupid. I think I've already said that a million times by now, but I hate it. Well, anyway, let's get back to reading, guys. You're so distracting. Also, how have you been, by the way, Zento? What have you been up to? How has your week been? Because I haven't been here all week, so have a nice lurk, Tom. My dear father, reassure yourself. I love my cousin tenderly and sincerely. I never saw any women who excited as Elizabeth does my warmest admiration and affection. My future hopes and prospects are entirely bound up in the expectation of our union. The expression of your sentiments of this subject, my dear Victor, gives me more pleasure than I have for some time experienced. If you feel thus, we shall assuredly be happy, however present events may cast a gloom over us. But it is this gloom which appears to have taken so strong a hold of your mind that I wish to dissipate. Tell me, therefore, whether you would object to an immediate solemnization of the marriage. We have been fortunate, and recent events have drawn us from that everyday tranquillity befitting my years and infirmities. You are younger, yet I do not suppose, possessed as you are of a competent fortune, that an early marriage would at all interfere with any future plans of honor and utility that you may have formed. Do not suppose, however, that I wish to dictate happiness to you, or that a delay on your part would cause me any serious uneasiness. Noah has the patience of a saint. This is so true. I am a saint. This is true. Interpret my words with candor and answer me, I conjure you, with confidence and sincerity. One of those angry saints who ramble in the streets. What the hell? Those don't exist, actually. So, there. I listened to my father in silence and remained for some time incapable of offering any reply. I revolved rapidly in my mind a multitude of thoughts and endeavored to arrive at some conclusion. Alas! To me the idea of an immediate union with my Elizabeth was one of horror and dismay. I was bound by a solemn promise which I had not fulfilled and dare not break, or if I did, what manifold miseries might not impend over me and my devoted family. Could I enter into a festival with this deadly weight yet hanging round my neck and bowing me to the ground? I must perform my engagement and let the monster depart with his mate before I allowed myself to enjoy the delight of union from which I expected peace. I remembered also the necessity imposed upon me of either journeying to England, or entering into a long correspondence with those philosophers of that country whose knowledge and discoveries were of indispensable use to me in my present undertaking. The latter method of obtaining the desired intelligence was dilatory and unsatisfactory. Besides, I had an insurmountable aversion to the idea of engaging myself in my loathsome task in my father's house, while in habits of familiar intercourse with those I loved. I knew that 1,000 fearful accidents might occur, the slightest of which would disclose a tale to thrill all connected with me with horror. I was aware also that I should often lose all self-command, all capacity of hiding the harrowing sensations that would possess me during the progress of my unearthly occupations. I must absent myself from all I loved while thus employed. Once commenced, I would quickly be achieved, and I might be restored to my family in peace and happiness. My promise fulfilled, the monster would depart forever. Or, so my fond fancy imaged, some accident might meanwhile occur to destroy him and put an end to my slavery forever. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm back to work, taking it easy so far. November and December was pretty intense for me work-wise. Besides that, things are going well. However, I did notice that I have a mouse in my house. I have tried to trap for the last 4 days. Oh my goodness. What, can you like hear it peeping or something, or like running around? Goodness me. I'm sure they do. I've met tons of them. Really? Why are you meeting with so many saints? These feelings dictated my answer to my father. I expressed a wish to visit England, but concealing the true reason of this request, I clothed my desires under a guise which excited no suspicion, while I urged my desire with an earnestness that easily induced my father to comply. After so long a period of an absorbing melancholy that resembled madness in its intensity and effects, he was glad to find that I was capable of taking pleasure in the idea of such a journey, and he hoped that change of scene and varied amusement would, before my return, have restored me entirely to myself. It's munching on my trash bags. It has activated the mouse trap twice, but without getting caught. That little shit is trolling me. It does sound like it's very smart. Goodness me, that is not good. Well, I hope you can catch it and release it somewhere. Goodness me. That sounds really annoying though. I'm sorry. I hope it's just one for you. Try adopting a cat. Yeah, get a cat, dude. He'll take care of that. The duration of my absence was left to my own choice. A few months, or at most a year, was the period contemplated. One paternal kind precaution he had taken to ensure my having a companion. Without previously communicating with me, he had, in concert with Elizabeth, arranged that a clerful should join me at Strasbourg. This interfered. Hi Daichi, how are you today? You've been following for 1 year and 8 months. Oh goodness, that's a long time. Welcome back. This interfered with solitude I coveted for the prosecutions of my task. Yet at the commencement of my journey, the presence of my friend could in no way be an impediment, and truly I rejoiced that thus I should be saved many hours of lonely, maddening reflection. Nay, Henry might stand between me and the intrusion of my foe. If I were alone, would he not at times force his abhorred presence on me to remind me of my task, or to contemplate its progress? But how are you, Daichi? Welcome, welcome. I've come back after a week from Belgium. Hello, hello. I did not disappear, I promise. To England, therefore, I was bound, and it was understood that my union with Elizabeth should take immediately on my return. My father's age rendered him extremely averse to a delay. For myself, there was one reward I promised myself for my detested toils, one consolation for my unparalleled sufferings. It was the prospect of that day when, enfranchised from my miserable slavery, I might claim Elizabeth and forget the past and my union with her. I now made arrangements for my journey, but one feeling haunted me which filled me with fear and agitation. During my presence, I should leave my friends unconscious of the existence of their enemy and unprotected from his attacks, exasperated as he might be by my departure. But he had promised to follow me wherever I might go. And would he not accompany me to England? This imagination was dreadful in itself, but soothing inasmuch as it supposed the safety of my friends. I was agonized with the idea of the possibility that the reverse of this might happen. But through the whole period during which I was the slave of my creature, I allowed myself to be governed by the impulses of that moment, and my present sensations strongly intimated that the fiend who would follow me and exempt my family from the danger of his machinations. I was in the latter end of September that I again quitted my native country. My journey had been my own suggestion, and Elizabeth therefore acquiesced. Oh my goodness. But she was filled with disquiet at the idea of my suffering, away from her, the inroads of misery and grief. It had been her care which provided me a companion in Clerval, and yet a man in blind to 1,000 minute circumstances, which call forth a woman's sedulous attention. She longed to bid me hasten my return. 1,000 conflicting emotions rendered her mute, as she bade me a tearful, silent farewell. I threw myself into the carriage that was to convey me away, hardly knowing whither I was going, and careless of what was passing around. I remembered only, and it was with a bitter anguish that I reflected on it, to order that my chemical instruments should be packed to go with me. Filled with the dreary imaginations, I passed through many beautiful and majestic scenes, but my eyes were fixed and unobserving. I could only think of the bourne of my travels, and the work which was to occupy me whilst they endured. After some time spent in listless indolence, during which I traversed many leagues, I arrived at Strasbourg, where I waited 2 days for Clerval. He came. Alas, how great was the contrast between us! He was alive to every new scene, joyful when he saw the beauties of the setting sun, and more happy when he beheld it rise and recommence a new day. He pointed out to me the shifting colors of the landscape and the appearances of the sky. "This is what it is to live," he cried. "Now I enjoy existence. But you, my dear Frankenstein, wherefore are you desponding and sorrowful?" In truth, I was occupied by gloomy thoughts, and neither saw the descent of the evening star, nor the golden sunrise reflected in the Rhine. And you, my friend, would be far more amused with the journal of Clerval, who observed the sceneries with an eye of feeling and delight, than in listening to my reflections. I, a miserable wretch, goodness me, haunted by a curse that shut up every avenue to enjoyment. We had agreed to descend the Rhine in a boat from Strasbourg to Rotterdam, whence we might take shipping for London. During this voyage we passed many willowy islands and saw several beautiful towns. We stayed a day at Mannheim, and on the 5th from our departure from Strasbourg arrived at Mainz. The course of the Rhine below Mainz becomes much more picturesque. The river descends rapidly and winds between hills, not high, but steep, and of beautiful forms. We saw many ruined castles, standing on the edges of precipices, surrounded by black woods, high and inaccessible. This part of the Rhine, indeed, presents a singularly variegated landscape. In one spot you view rugged hills, ruined castles overlooking tremendous precipices, with the dark Rhine rushing beneath, and on the sudden turn of a promontory Flourishing vineyards with green sloping banks and a meandering river and populous towns occupy the scene. We travelled at the time of the vintage and heard the song of the labourers as we glided down the stream. Even I, depressed in mind, and my spirits continually agitated by gloomy feelings, even I was pleased. I lay at the bottom of the boat, and I gazed on the cloudless blue sky. I seemed to drink in a tranquillity to which I had long been a stranger. And if these were my sensations, who can describe those of Henry? He felt as if he had been transported to fairyland, and enjoyed a happiness seldom tasted by man. I have seen, he said, the most beautiful scenes of my own country. I have visited the lakes of Lucerne and Erie, where the snowy mountains descend almost perpendicularly to the water. Perpendicularly? Perpendicularly. Perpendicularly. Oh my god. That's such a hard word. Casting black and impenetrable shades, which would cause a gloomy and mournful appearance were it not for the most verdant island that relieved the eye by their gay appearance. I have seen this lake agitated by a tempest, when the wind tore up whirlwinds of water, and gave you an idea of what the water spout must be on the great ocean, and the waves dash with fury the base of the mountain, where the priest and his mistress were overwhelmed by an avalanche, and where their dying voices are still said to be heard amid the pauses of the nightly wind. I have seen the mountains of La Valais and the Pays des Vaudes, but this country, Victor, pleases me more than all those wonders. The mountains of Switzerland are more majestic and strange, but there is a charm in the banks of this divine river that I never before saw equaled. Look at that castle which overhangs yon precipice. Oh my god, precipice. And that also on the island, almost concealed among the foliage of those lovely trees. And now that group of labourers coming from among their vines, and that village half hid in the recess of the mountain. Oh, surely the spirit that inhabits and guards this place has a soul more in harmony with man than those who pile the glacier or retire to the inaccessible peaks of the mountain of their own country. Clerval, beloved friend, even now it delights me to record your words and to dwell on the praise of which you are so eminently deserving. He was a being formed in the very poetry of nature. His wild and enthusiastic imagination was chastened by the sensibility of his heart. His soul overflowed with ardent affections, and his friendship was of that devoted and wondrous nature that the worldly minded teach us to look for only in imagination. But even human sympathies were not sufficient to satisfy his eager mind. The scenery of external nature, which others regard only with admiration, he loved with ardor. The sounding cataract haunted him like a passion, the tall rock, the mountain, and the deep and gloomy wood. Their colors and their forms were then to him an appetite, a feeling, and a love that had no need of a remoter charm, by thoughts supplied or any interest, unborrowed from the eye. Goodness me. I feel like sometimes this book is very hard to read because there's like a lot of descriptions of everything, a lot of like, I don't know, thoughts, I guess, like what they're thinking and everything, and it's like all very poetic and everything, which makes it a bit hard to read, but I feel like overall it's very interesting. But just sometimes it like drags a bit, I think. Hi, wise man. How are you? How have you been? Hello, hello. We are reading more, more Frankenstein. We're now on chapter 18, almost on 19. So that's cool. You're doing good though. Thank you. I'm trying my best. Some words are very difficult to pronounce, but I'm trying my best right now. I'm glad you're enjoying it. um, but yes. Mm-mm-mm. Yes. I'd love a tea right now. Um, right. Let's continue so we can finish it. So we're at least at chapter 19. Any plans for the upcoming week? No, not really. I've got a plan on Sunday. I'm gonna play some World of Warcraft with Koopsie's friends. But for the rest, not really any plans. I don't know. You know that thing where every time you don't have time and you're working a lot, you don't really get to do what you want. You know, you don't get to do things you'd like to do, like hobbies and things. But then when you get that free time, you don't do them. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not doing them. And it's really frustrating. It's like someone needs to come into my house and tell me, you need to do that right now. Obviously, that would be really creepy. But like at the same time, I need someone to tell me what to do. Well, I've been playing V Rising a lot with this friend of mine, and we're already further than I'm in my solo play. I mean, I feel like when you're with friends, you get so much further because, like, you have two minds working at the game, but also it's just much more fun than playing alone, of course. Many yawnings. I'll ask Koopsie to do that. Yeah, maybe Koopsie needs to tell me off when I'm like not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That's true. I agree. That's a good idea, Sento. What about you? Do you have any plans? I feel like with friends, it's easier to get sidetracked doing dumb shit. Really? Oh no, I don't have that at all. I feel really motivated whenever I'm with friends. Also playing some Power finally gathered some courage to try some weaker raids. Now I'm breeding myself some Bella Noirs. Ooh, what are Bella Noirs again? I forgot what they are. That sounds nice. Palworld is at this point for me just like something I pop in and out of. Is I don't think I'm ever gonna get to max level, sadly. I'm not serious enough about it. um Also I'm a bit sick, so I'm coughing a lot today. I've still not recovered from all my allergies. It's quite bad. I've been taking my medication double, but it's still not helping. So it's not very cool, but that's the reason I'm coughing, so don't worry. Work, gym, and trying to not freeze my butt off. That sounds good. That's that's actually something I want to do. I want to find a place that I can work out. My plan is to like sign up for a high intensity class or something, like a fitness class. Like I don't like going to the gym. I think it's really boring, and I feel like I only hold on for like 2 months max, and then I get bored of it. I just like need, yeah, to be around people that are doing it with me. So I've been looking for classes to sign up to. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy XIV has free login campaign until February 19th, meaning that before the set date you can log in for free for, oh nice! Nice. Gym bros, but I don't have any friends. I don't have any friends here. So I have no one to go with. I used to go with my friend in Belgium actually. But obviously then I moved, so come to my gym. Might be a bit far away from you. I'd take a whole day just to get there, and then I have to go back. No way. Make friends at the gym. Oh, it's too exhausting. No, thank you. Like I said, I don't enjoy the gym. I'd rather do a class. Yes, let's continue. Ew. And where does he now exist? In this gentle and lovely being, lost forever? Has his mind, so replete with ideas, imaginations, fanciful and magnificent, which formed the world whose existence depended on the life of its creator, has this mind perished? Does it now only exist in my memory? No, it is not thus. Your form so divinely wrought and beaming with beauty has decayed, but your spirit still visits and consoles your unhappy friend. Pardon this gush of sorrow. These ineffectual words are but a slight tribute to the unexampled worth of Henry, but they soothe my heart, overflowing with the anguish which his remembrance creates. I will proceed with my tale. Beyond Cologne, we descended to the plains of Holland, and we resolved to post the remainder of our way, for the wind was contrary, and the stream of the river was too gentle to aid us. Our journey here lost the interest arising from beautiful scenery, but we arrived in a few days at Rotterdam, whence we proceeded by sea to England. It was on a clear morning in the latter days of December that I first saw the white cliffs of Britain. The banks of the Thames presented a new scene. They were flat but fertile, and almost every town was marked by the remembrance of some story. We saw Tilbury Fort and remembered the Spanish Armada, Gravesend, Woolwich, and Greenwich, places which I had heard of even in my country. At length we saw the numerous steeples of London, St. Paul's towering above all, and the tower famed in English history. Love me some London, yes. Making friends in the gym is easy. Just ask for workout tips since you're new and get people talking. Nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Got to take a couple pics and show the Belle Noire. Quite annoying that those raids make all the pals so hungry after a few runs. Oh, really? Do they? And this is news to me. Very good to know. I love that you're so serious about all the games that you play. Very dedicated to your craft. Chapter 19. Yippee! We've done 2 chapters so far. It's pretty good, I would say. I think I'll try to get up to 20, and that will be very good already. London was our present point of rest. We determined to remain several months in this wonderful and celebrated city. Clerval desired intercourse with a man of genius and talent who flourished at this time, but this was with me a secondary object. I was principally occupied with the means of obtaining the information necessary for the completion of my promise, and quickly availed myself of the letters of introduction that I had brought with me, addressed to the most distinguished natural philosophers. If this journey had taken place during my days of study and happiness, it would have afforded me inexpressible pleasure. But a blight had come over my existence, and I only visited these people for the sake of the information they might give me on the subject in which my interest was so terribly profound. Company was irksome to me. When alone, I could fill my mind with the sights of heaven and earth. The voice of Henry soothed me, and I could thus cheat myself into the transitory peace. But busy, uninteresting, joyous faces brought back despair to my heart. I saw an insurmountable barrier placed between me and my fellow men. This barrier was sealed with the blood of William and Justine, and to reflect on the events connected with those names filled my soul with anguish. But in Clerval, I saw the image of my former self. He was inquisitive, and anxious to gain experience and instruction. The difference of manners which he observed was to him an inexhaustible source of instruction and amusement. He was also pursuing an object he had long had in view. His design was to visit India, in the belief that he had in his knowledge of its various languages, and in the views he had taken of its society, the means of materially assisting the progress of European colonization and trade. In Britain only could he further the execution of his plan. He was forever busy, and the only check to his enjoyments was my sorrowful and dejected mind. I tried to conceal this as much as possible, that I might not debar him from the pleasures natural to one who was entering on a new scene of life, undisturbed by any care or bitter recollection. I often refused to accompany him, alleging another engagement, that I might remain alone. I now also began to collect the materials necessary for my new creation, and this was to me like the torture of single drops of water continually falling on the head. Every thought that was devoted to it was an extreme anguish, and every word that I spoke in allusion to it caused my lips to quiver and my heart to palpitate. Yup, also figured that my fourth base could also act as a resort of sorts for my raid warriors. Lots of food, not much labor, and they'll be ready for. Ooh, that's a really good idea. I don't even have a fourth base. When can you have a fourth base? That's crazy. What was I gonna say? Did you ever tell me your New Year's resolutions, wise man? I don't actually remember. After passing some months in London, we received a letter from a person in Scotland who had formerly been our visitor at Geneva. He mentioned the beauties of his native country and asked us if those were not sufficient allurements to induce us to prolong our journey as far north as Perth, where he resided. Clerval eagerly desired to accept his invitation, and I, although I abhorred society, wished to view again mountains and streams and all the wondrous works with which nature adorns her chosen dwelling places. We had arrived in England at the beginning of October, and it was now February. We accordingly determined to commence our journey towards the north at the expiration of another month. In this expedition we did not extend to follow the great road to Edinburgh, but to visit Windsor, Oxford, Matlock, and the Cumberland Lakes, resolving to arrive at the completion of this tour about the end of July. I packed up my chemical instruments and the materials I had collected, resolving to finish my labors in some obscure nook in the northern highlands of Scotland. We quitted London on the 27th of March, and remained a few days at Windsor, rambling in its beautiful forest. This was a new scene to us mountaineers. The majestic oaks, the quantity of game, and the herds of stately deer were all novelties to us. From thence we proceeded to Oxford. As we entered the city, our minds were filled with the remembrance of the events that had been transacted there more than a century and a half before. It was here that Charles I had collected his forces. This city had remained faithful to him after the whole nation had forsaken his cause to join a standard of Parliament and liberty. The memory of that unfortunate king and his companions, the amiable Falkland, the insolent Goring, his queen and son, gave a peculiar interest to every part of the city which they might be supposed to have inhabited. The spirit of elder days found a dwelling here, and we delighted to trace his footsteps. If these feelings had not found an imaginary gratification, the appearance of the city had yet in itself sufficient beauty to obtain our admiration. The colleges are ancient and picturesque, the streets are almost magnificent, and the lovely Isis, which flows beside it through meadows of exquisite verdure, is spread forth into a placid expanse of waters, which reflects its majestic assemblage of towers and spires and domes embosomed among aged trees. If you have standard settings, you'll have to upgrade your base to level 25 to get fourth base. Oh, I see. That's why. I haven't really been upgrading at all, actually. That's probably why. Thank you for telling me that. I feel like you know so much about Power World and I barely know anything. I hope everyone's doing well, by the way. I hope you're all chilling, oh, having a good time. What is everyone's plans for next week? Does anyone have interesting plans? I don't really have anything planned. Honestly, I made a list of things I wanted to do during this like free time. So I'm gonna look at it again and see what I wanted to achieve. I think the main thing was just I wanted to get like things out of the way. Like one of them is get rid of our electronic garbage because we've got an old microwave and an old Hoover that we want to get rid of. So I called up a company that takes care of it, but they said it was like 90 pounds. Like that's ridiculous just for them to take it away. Jesus Christ. So that's depressing. um but yeah, I'd like to get rid of it because it's kind of like bothersome to look at, but oh well. I enjoyed this scene, and yet my enjoyment was embittered both by the memory of the past and the anticipation of the future. I was formed for peaceful happiness. During my youthful days, discontent never visited my mind, and if I was ever overcome by anew the sight of what is beautiful in nature, or the study of what is excellent and sublime in the production of man, could always interest my heart and communicate elasticity to my spirits. But I was a blasted tree. The bolt has entered my soul, and I felt then that I should survive to exhibit what I shall soon cease to be, a miserable spectacle of a wrecked humanity, pitiable to others and intolerable to myself. We, pa- we passed a considerable period at Oxford, rambling among its environs and endeavoring to identify every spot which might relate to the most animating epoch of English history. Our little voyages of discovery were often prolonged by the successive objects that presented themselves. We visited the tomb of the illustrious Hampden and the field on which that patriot fell. For a moment my soul was elevated from its debasing and miserable fears to contemplate the divine ideas of liberty and self-sacrifice of which these sites were the monuments and the remembrance. For an instant I dared to shake off my chains and look around me with a free and lofty spirit. But the iron had eaten into my flesh, and I sank again, trembling and hopeless, into my miserable self. I'm sorry, but like he's supposed to be like making the monster a wife right now. Why is he going on a field trip? I'm so confused. So why are we doing all this like sightseeing? It just feels so random. But like, why are we doing this? I suppose even mad scientists need a vacation sometimes. We left Oxford with regret and proceeded to Matlock, which was our next place of rest. The country in the neighborhood of this village resembled, to a greater degree, the scenery of Switzerland, but everything is on a lower scale, and the green hills won the crown of distant white Alps, which always attend on the piney mountains of my native country. We visited the wondrous cave and the little cabinets of natural history, where the curiosities are disposed in the same manner as in the collection at Surfrock's and Chamonix. The latter name made me tremble when pronounced by Henry, and I hastened to quit Matlock, with which that terrible scene was thus associated. From Derby, still journeying northwards, we passed 2 months in Cumberland and Westmoreland. I could now almost fancy myself among the Swiss mountains, the little patches of snow which yet lingered on the northern sides of the mountain. The lakes and the dashing of the rocky streams were all familiar and dear sights to me. Here also we made some acquaintances, who almost contrived to cheat me into happiness. The delight of Clerval was proportionably greater than mine. His mind expanded in the company of men of talent, and he found in his own nature greater capacities and resources than he could have imagined himself to have possessed, while he associated with his inferiors. "I could pass my life here," said he to me, "and among these mountains I should scarcely regret Switzerland and the Rhine." But he found that a traveller's life is one that includes much pain amidst its enjoyments. His feelings are forever on the stretch, and when he begins to sink into repose, he finds himself obliged to quit that on which he rests in pleasure for something new, which again engages his attention, and which also he forsakes for other novelties. We had scarcely visited the various lakes of Cumberland and Westmoreland, and conceived an affection for some of the inhabitants, when the period of our appointment with our Scot friend approached, and we left them to travel on. For my own part, I was not sorry. I had now neglected my promise for some time, and I feared the effects of the Damon's disappointment. He might remain in Switzerland and wreak his vengeance on my relatives. This idea pursued me and tormented me at every moment from which I might otherwise have snatched repose and peace. I waited for my letters with feverish impatience. If they were delayed, I was miserable and overcome by 1,000 fears, and when they arrived, and I saw the superscription of Elizabeth or my father, I hardly dared to read and ascertain my fate. Sometimes I thought that the fiend followed me, and might expedite my remissness by murdering my companion. When these thoughts possessed me, I would not quit Henry for a moment, but followed him as his shadow, to protect him from the fancied rage of his destroyer. I felt as if I had committed some great crime, the consciousness of which haunted me. I was guiltless, but I had indeed drawn down a horrible curse upon my head, as mortal as that of crime. I visited Edinburgh with languid eyes and mind, and yet that city might have interested the most unfortunate being. Clerval did not like it so well as Oxford, for the antiquity of the latter city was more pleasing to him, but the beauty and regularity of the new town of Edinburgh, its romantic castle and its environs, the most delightful in the world, Arthur's Seat, St. Bernard's Well, and the Pentland Hills, compensated him for the change and filled him with cheerfulness and admiration. But I was impatient to arrive at the termination of my journey. Dude, that is crazy though. Regularity of the new town. Edinburgh is so beautiful. What the hell? I will not stand for this Edinburgh slander. Disgraceful. Disgraceful. To be fair, I've never been to Oxford, so I actually don't know what it looks like. But Edinburgh is great, okay? Don't be a hater. So rude. We left Edinburgh in a week, passing through Cupar, St Andrews, and along the banks of the Tay to Perth, where a friend expected us. But I was in no mood to laugh and walk and talk with friends, with strangers. Oh my god, I'm just reading a different book. And talk with strangers, or enter into their feelings or plans with the good humor expected from a guest. And accordingly, I told Clerval that I wished to make the tour of Scotland alone. Do you? Said I. Enjoy yourself, and let this be our rendezvous. I may be absent a month or two, but do not interfere with my emotions, I entreat you. Leave me to peace and solitude for a short time, and when I return, I hope it will be with a lighter heart, more congenial to your own temper. Henry wished to dissuade me, but seeing me bent on this plan, ceased to demonstrate. He entreated me to write often. I had rather be with you, he said, in your solitary rambles, than with these Scotch people, whom I do not know. Hasten then, my dear friend, to return that I may again feel myself somewhat at home, which I cannot do in your absence. Having parted from my friend, I determined to visit some remote spot of Scotland and finish my work in solitude. I did not doubt but that the monster followed me, and would discover himself to me when I should have finished, that he might receive his companion. With this resolution, I traversed the northern highlands and fixed on one of the remotest of the Orkneys as the scene of my labours. It was a place fitted for such a work, being hardly more than a rock, whose high sides were continually beaten upon by the waves. The soil was barren, scarcely affording pasture for a few miserable cows, and oatmeal for its inhabitants, which consisted of 5 persons, whose gaunt and scraggy limbs gave tokens of their miserable fare. Vegetables and bread, when they indulged in such luxuries, and even fresh water, was to be procured from the mainland, which was about 5 miles distant. On the whole island there were but 3 miserable huts, and one of these was vacant when I arrived. This I hired. It contained but 2 rooms, and this exhibited all the squalidness of the most miserable penury. The thatch had fallen in, the walls were unplastered, and the door was off its hinges. I ordered it to be repaired, bought some furniture, and took possession. An incident which would doubtless have occasioned some surprise, had not all the senses of the cottagers been benumbed by want and squalid poverty. As it was, I lived ungazed at and unmolested, hardly thanked for the pittance of food and clothes which I gave, so much the suffering blunt even the coarsest sensations of men. In this retreat I devoted the morning to labor, but in the evening, when the weather permitted, I walked on the stony beach of the sea to listen to the waves as they roared and dashed at my feet. It was a monotonous yet ever-changing scene. I thought of Switzerland. It was far different from this desolate and appalling landscape. Its hills are covered with vines, and its cottages are scattered thickly in the plains. Its fair lakes reflect a blue and gentle sky, and when troubled by the winds, their tumult is but as the play of a lively infant, when compared to the roarings of the giant ocean. In this manner, I distributed my occupations when I first arrived, but as I proceeded in my labor, it became every day more horrible and irksome to me. Sometimes I could not prevail on myself to enter my laboratory for several days, and at other times I toiled day and night in order to complete my work. It was indeed a filthy process in which I was engaged. During my first experiment, a kind of Oh God. Hello. Hi. How is everyone? Hi, Tyler. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. You really didn't have to. How are you? How is Prague? Sorry to interrupt, but lovely to listen to as I get ready for sleeps. Well, I hope you have lovely sleeps. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good. I came back from Belgium like a day ago, I think. So yeah. I'm happy to be back and streaming again. Yes, for the good. I hope everyone else is doing very good as well. I don't mind you guys lurking, don't worry. Very lovely to see everyone. Welcome. We are reading Frankenstein. We're already like pretty deep into the book, so you might be like terribly confused. I'm so sorry. Um, but I'm sure everyone knows the story of Frankenstein, so I'm sure there's no like spoilers. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for the rate. I appreciate. Happy New Year. I don't know if I said that to you. Happy New Year. But yeah, we are just chilling today, to be honest. Very quiet stream, just reading and chilling. I'm also a bit sick, so I'm coughing a little bit here and there. But yes, very good. Right, let's continue. During my first experiment, a kind of enthusiastic frenzy had blinded me to the horror of my employment. Hi, Taikya. Taikya? Yes, Taikya. How are you today? My mind was intently fixed on the consummation of my labor. Oh my goodness. Water. And my eyes were shut to the horror of my proceedings. But now I went to it in cold blood, and my heart often sickened at the work of my hands. Thus situated, employed in the most detestable occupation, immersed in a solitude where nothing could for an instant call my attention from the actual scene in which I was engaged, my spirits became unequal. I grew restless and nervous. Every moment I feared to meet my prosecutor. Sometimes I sat with my eyes fixed on the ground, fearing to raise them lest I could encounter the object which I so much dreaded to behold. I feared to wander from the sight of my fellow creatures, lest when alone he should come to claim his companion. In the meantime, I worked on, and my labor was already considerably advanced. I looked towards its completion with a tremulous and eager hope, which I dared not trust myself to question, but which was intermixed with obscure forebodings of evil that made my heart sicken in my bosom. Oh goodness. I'm a bit confused. I'm assuming he's like constructing a body. He didn't actually say where he got the body from. Like, did he get it from one of the poor farmers? Like, did he kidnap a farmer? And like, wait, where did he get the body? Sorry, I'm just checking how many actual chapters there's left. We are now at 20. Hope I didn't skip it. 24, okay. So what, we've got 4 chapters left if we finish chapter 20 today? I think we can. We've got loads of time left. Yeah, it's very good. We are advancing very well, guys. Very nice. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're chilling. Oh, we might finish the book next reading stream then. Probably not. I mean, we're pretty like far in the book now, but it's the fact that 24 is like really long. But maybe we could try. It just always depends on like how much we talk. Because sometimes, because obviously I stream like 3 hours every time, and sometimes we talk for like an hour and then I start reading. So if that happens, I might not be able to finish it. It's still pretty long. But we shall see. Perhaps it is possible. Yes. Let's start. Let's continue. Chapter 20. I sat one evening in my laboratory. The sun had set, and the moon was just rising from the sea. I had not sufficient light for my employment, and I remained idle, in a pause of consideration of whether I should leave my labor for the night or hasten its conclusion by an unremitting attention to it. What? As I sat, a train of reflection occurred to me, which led me to consider the effects of what I was now doing. 3 years before, I was engaged in the same manner and had created a fiend whose unparalleled barbarity had desolated my heart and filled it forever with the bitterest remorse. I was now about to form another being, of whose dispositions I was alike ignorant. She might become 10,000 times more malignant than her mate and delight. For its own sake, in murder and wretchedness, he had sworn to quit the neighborhood of man and hide himself in deserts, but she had not, and she, who in all probability was to become a thinking and reasoning animal, might refuse to comply with the compact made before her creation. They might even hate each other. The creature who already lived loathed his own deformity, and might he not conceive a greater abhorrence for it when it came before his eyes in the female form? Hello, Morphovio. How are you today? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. She also might turn with disgust from him to the superior beauty of man. She might quit him, and he be alone again, as exasperated by the fresh provocation of being deserted by one of his own species. Even if they were to leave Europe and inhabit the deserts of the New World, yet one of the first results of those sympathies for which the daemon thirsted would be children, and a race of devils would be propagated upon the earth who might make the very existence of species of man a condition precarious and full of terror. Had I right, for my own benefit, to inflict this curse upon everlasting generations? I had before been moved by the sophism of the beings I had created. I had been struck senseless by his fiendish threats, but now, for the first time, the wickedness of my promise burst upon me. I shudder to think that future ages might curse me as their pest, whose selfishness had not hesitated to buy its own peace at the price, perhaps, of the existence of the whole human race. I trembled and my heart failed within me, when, on looking up, I saw by the light of the moon the daemon at the casement. Oh my god, a ghastly grin wrinkled his lips as he gazed on me, where I sat fulfilling the task which he had allotted to me. Yes, he had followed me in my travels. He had loitered in the forests, hid himself in caves, or taken refuge in wide and desert heaths. And he now came to mark my progress and claim the fulfillment of my promise. As I looked on him, his countenance expressed the utmost extent of malice and treachery. I thought with a sensation of madness on my promise of creating another like to him, and trembling with passion, tore to pieces the thing on which I was engaged. Wait, what? I'm confused. Oh, so he just tore to pieces what he saw? He's not tearing to pieces the body, right? Goodness. The wretch saw me destroy the creature on whose future existence he depended for happiness, and with a howl of devilish despair and revenge withdrew. So he's destroying the body? Why? I'm so confused. Why would you do this? Terrifying. I left the room and, locking the door, made a solemn vow in my own heart never to resume my labors. And then, with trembling steps, I sought my own apartment. I was alone. None were near me to dissipate the gloom and relieve me from the sickening oppression of the most terrible reveries. No, I know he said like he doesn't want to create another monster like him, but literally he said he would leave him alone. And like, why would you tear it apart in front of him? That's obviously going to infuriate him. Like, it's so stupid. Sorry. I understand morally, but that's just a tad silly, okay? At least like do it when he leaves. I'm just saying. We are not thinking right now, guys. He just said that he made no such promise to the woman he was creating. No, that's not what he said. He said that the woman made no such promise. The thing is that the creature that he has already created made a promise to not hurt anyone, whereas the woman he's created has not given that promise. But that doesn't matter. I'm just saying, same difference. No, it's not. It's not the same difference. But that doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't matter. I'm just talking about the current instance where he tears it apart in front of the creature. Like, why would you do that? It just seems a bit, like, provocative, yeah? Several hours passed, and I remained near my window, gazing on the sea. It was almost motionless, for the winds were hushed, and all nature reposed under the eye of the quiet moon. A few fishing vessels alone specked the water, and now and then the gentle breeze wafted the sound of voices as the fishermen called to one another. I felt its silence, although I was hardly conscious of its extreme profundity, until my ear was suddenly arrested by the paddling of oars near the shore, and a person landed close to my house. He was gonna find out either way. Yeah, but not as fast. Like, obviously, he could have hit it a bit and, like, escaped, you know? Just saying. I'm sure you should do audiobooks, honestly. um, Thank you. How are you, Sam? How have you been? How have you been, Sam? How have you been? It's been ages. Thank you very much. It's my second book I'm reading on stream. I think people are enjoying it. I don't know. I'm still like, this is still experimental, to be honest. But I'm enjoying it because I need to read more books, and this way I do. So I don't think he expects he's gonna survive. But like, at least try, you know? And he's like, otherwise he's dooming his family. He obviously doesn't want to do that, does he? I'm alright. How have you been? I've been pretty good. I had good holidays. Came back from Belgium like a day ago, so that was cool. How were your holidays? Did you enjoy it? Sorry, I haven't like popped into your stream for ages. I don't really know what you're playing nowadays. Are you still playing Fallout, or are you playing other games? I'm gonna get a blanket. I'm fucking freezing. Hi friends, sorry it's been so long. Been really focused on my self growth. Last year was a bit rough. I'm really sorry to hear this. I'm guessing you don't really want to talk about it, but that's fine. You know, you always should prioritize yourself, you know? Your own mental health and stuff, very important. I've been playing Cyberpunk and Red Dead, but was taking a break from mental health. That's completely understandable. I think breaks are very healthy. Because, like, as a streamer, sometimes you kind of just, like, stream literally every week. Like, throughout the year, you know, and that can become a bit crazy sometimes. So I totally understand that. I've done it a few times. So, completely understandable. That, yeah. It's a very big dedication. Well, I'm glad to hear from you, at least. Always so lovely to hear from you. But yeah, like I said, I hope you at least had nice holidays. You spend it with family and things. Yeah, I'm trying to take mandated breaks, so but glad you are doing well and had fun with family for the holidays. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I also moved recently, so that's cool. I don't know if I told you that yet. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, so been pretty busy doing things. But yeah, I will pop in sometime if you've started streaming again now. I don't know. But yeah, I will pop in sometimes to say hi, see how you're doing and stuff. I don't believe so, but I hope the move went smoothly. Yes, yes, it did, it did. We're in a much nicer place now. Before we were in a bit like more of a city. It was really busy and dirty, and it was just like really depressing to live there. I also worked like a job where I worked till like 9, 10 p.m., which is again depressing because usually I would leave when my partner was done with work. So we like never got to hang out really. That was really depressing. So I'm really, really happy where I'm at right now because the place is much nicer. We actually live in a house and not an apartment. Um, my work life is much healthier. Like I don't work to death. Much like more consistent as well, like the hours and everything. It's so lovely, honestly. I feel like a human being again. That previous job, I fucking hated that. Like when I was doing it at the time, I didn't really mind that much. But now that I look back at it, I'm like, how did I even do that? It was awful. And don't sweat it. You don't owe me or anyone else anything. Just saw you on and I wanted to say hello. I miss you and Soya and she's all the time. I miss you as well. It's so lovely to hear from you. We still need to do a stream together. We never actually did. Like we never did, but I would love to if you ever like if you ever wanna like hit me up to do a collab, I would absolutely love that. Like I would be down for it anytime. So yes, just wanted to let you go. But you are a cat girl, not a human being. Or a rat girl. I am not a rat girl, thank you very much. There were so many red flags at your old job. There really were, yeah. Like when I am happy that I'm now in a healthy space, like workspace, where I can look back at it. I'm like, that was not a great job. That's so nice. Um, Rat, 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 rat. I'm not a rat. What the fuck? When has this happened? When have I become a rat? Is this because I'm a sewer queen? So like that means I'm also a rat. Like, is that how it works? Because that's fucked, guys. I'm glad you're taking care of yourself, Sammy. I wish you great mental health progress. Me too. Me too. It makes me happy to see you happy. Yeah, my new PC has been having issues. It shuts down every 6 hours, but once I get that fixed, I want to do a stream with the four of us for old time's sake. Yes, please. But oh my goodness, you are like the second person that got a new PC that's been like shutting down. Do you think maybe the like parts, the new parts don't work well together? It could be that, perhaps. I don't know. I actually upgraded my PC during like Christmas as well. My dad funded a bit of it. I was getting really scared because of everything rising in price so much. Like RAM and stuff is like just not affordable anymore. It like tripled in price because of like the AI market right now. And some companies don't even do private like customer things anymore. It's fucked. It's fucked, guys. So I was like, now is the moment to get PC parts. Before it's like literally not for normal human beings anymore. So, yes. But I'm glad I did. I've been wanting to do this for ages, so I'm glad I mean, obviously, Koopsie helped me because it was quite expensive. Well, not quite. It was not super expensive, but still, parts are so expensive now. I expect to have my computer until I die. I agree. I agree. Unless obviously it changes, but with AI, it kind of feels like it's never gonna go away. So, guys, now is the time to get parts that are not expensive yet. um, Great. I see how it is. The Nightbot hates me. I don't think so. Maybe it was too much. Yeah, I think their RAM is faulty and where it attaches to their motherboard. um, oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. I suppose you'll have to replace it. Oh goodness. Parts are so expensive now. Yeah, I've already read that. Why am I reading that again? I will send thoughts and prayers to your PC. Please do not ram my motherhood. Oh wait. Oh, whoa. Oh, hey. Forget I said that. Goldfish powers. Yeah, I would say I'm pretty strong. Can't wait to still have a 16 gigabyte RAM in 10 years. Nice, guys. We're going towards the good direction. I would say, guys, be grateful that you have a PC right now and you got it before the big AI storm. And let's all hope it lasts enough until it goes down in price again. Oh, I'm gonna run a mem test tonight. Do it, yeah. I would say like now's the time to invest in PC parts if you need them. A lot of them have gone up in price, but a few of them are still affordable. But yeah, it is a huge investment, so I completely understand that people don't want to do that. That's why I like, delayed it for so long. So I was like, I can't afford this. So I usually just waited for every Christmas so my dad could like help me a bit and give me some money. But yes, here we are. Not looking forward to learning my memory is bad. Oh God, I hope not. But yeah, I think probably you also have one of your parts that doesn't work with the others or is faulty or something. I think 32 gigabyte of DDR4 RAM I bought a few months ago is the most appreciating asset I've ever owned. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I bought my RAM like a year ago, and it's so insane to look at the prices now. Um, I think like Koopsie had one of his parts. I don't remember which one it was, but when he bought it, it was how much was it? It was like 40, 50 pounds, and now it's 200 or more, I think. It is insane how much it's changed. Like it's actually bonkers. It's so unfair. Like it literally doubled in price. Nice. Well, I'm glad you got it before then. Yeah, that's great. But like I said, it's just so like I was literally it's so funny. I was literally ranting to my dad about how horrible AI is and like it's making PC parts unpayable for people. It's um increasing like water prices in certain spaces as well because there will be like AI companies close by. They obviously all the, jobs they're stealing and everything. And I was like ranting about that to my dad. I was like, oh my God, AI is so bad. We need to burn it to the ground. And he's like, yeah, so true. And then literally the next day, he was like showing me this AI slob video on like Instagram and like laughing at it. I'm like, Dad, that's literally what I just told you is bad. Why are you? At least his whole For You page was just AI slob. It's so frustrating. It's like I'm talking to a wall right now. I mean, I literally am talking to a wall right now, but like, or boomer dad. No, actually, the new boomer is like AI slob. It is true. Oh my God, actually, my mom showed me this fucking horrendous um well, the stuff that he was showing me was actually really obvious AI because it was so ridiculous. But I feel like there are a lot of AI things now that I don't recognize are AI. Like funny cat videos sometimes. I'm like, this is AI, what? It's so terrible. I hate it. It just makes me kind of just want to delete Instagram, to be honest. Like, I don't want to support this. And it's the fact, like, I feel like, you know, um, platforms like this have to ban it. They have to filter it or something. Like, you can't just let this happen. It's fucking terrible. I wish we could put AI data center in space. I'm fine with most AI issues except for the environmental effect. I'm not fine with any of it. I want to get rid of it. That shit is whack. Like we thought the misinformation was bad before, and now it's like, oh, 100%, 100%. In the beginning, it was really obvious what was AI, but it's come to the point that I cannot tell, and it's really, really scary. Noah's dad was watching Italian brain rot. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. No, so what my mom showed, right, was fucking outrageous. It was the Prime Minister of Ukraine as a like peace dove, like the white dove with like the branch in his mouth and stuff. He was like his head was on a dove and he was like eating breadcrumbs, and it was like a breadcrumb trail going into a bear's mouth, and the bear was wearing a Russian hat and like Putin was riding it. And and then when the pigeon got eaten, Putin like shook hands with Trump. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And my mom was like laughing and shit. I'm like, what do you watch? This is like I know I call Instagram stuff brain rot all the time, but this is actual brain rot. Like no there is no good thing about this. It's either accept, adapt, or fall behind. I disagree with that. I hate when people say that. Like, why should I accept this horrible fucking thing that has more pros, that has more cons than pros? Like, I can't even think about pros anymore. Why should I accept this? It's not like the internet. It is different. It is actually so dangerous for everything. Like, it's so much easier to blackmail people, to tell lies, to start wars, to have like ruin the environment even more, like put up the prices for like innocent people. Like, why should I accept that? That's stupid. No, it should be regulated. It should be put, in the law. It should be put into practice that AI should be limited to certain things. It's just that corporations see AI as so beneficial that they're never ever going to change it because all they care about is profit. And why should I accept that? That's fucking hilarious. Why would I accept? I'm gonna revolt as long as I can. I don't care. I'm not gonna fall behind. Fine, if my job tells me that I need to use AI for certain stupid shit, fine, I will. But I'm not gonna watch AI slop. I'm not gonna support AI companies. Like, fuck that shit, you know? AI has benefits, and I can't see us moving towards a society without. No, but it can be limited. It is not a second internet. Not at all. Well, it is useful for some things. I just spent 2 days chatting with Claude and Gemini, using them as tech support to fix issues with my Minecraft server and Linux stuff in general. It can be helpful. No, I agree, but it's the fact that it's used for like everything now when it really should not. Like, if anything, it's going to make us lazy, which is not great. Also, AI is not like mega accurate. Like, it tells lies all the time. Like, you'll ask it something and it will just tell you something that is not true. So it's also, if anything, not even trustworthy. You know, it's like, just saying. I don't know. Sorry, I can rant about this for days. I fucking hate I don't understand why everyone loves it. I'm so confused. Like, I feel like maybe some people are just misinformed with how bad it actually is. And that's, I mean, that's probably why my dad loves, AI slop and like AI things. Like, I hate it whenever he always sends me like these things that he thinks are wholesome. Like for Christmas, he sent me this like Coca-Cola um Christmas video and I was like, what is this? Oh my god. And then my mom sent me a picture of her like AI created into like an elf. That was I hate it so much. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Oh, they love it. They love it. It's actually so stupid. Um, yes, 100%. You can't blindly trust it. If you don't have at least a little understanding to tell when it gives bad information, it's dangerous as hell. I agree. I agree. It's so dangerous. And I feel like that's what people do. People use it blindly. They do. I mean, especially I feel like, students use ChatGPT, use AI for like everything now. It's to the point that are they even going to learn anything anymore? Is everyone going to become stupid? This is what I'm thinking. But obviously, people might have thought that about internet as well, because we don't read books anymore. So maybe I am thinking about it like not in the right way, but I know that it can be incorrect sometimes. So it's just a bit dangerous. Yes, 100%. We need to regulate it and we need to use it as a tool. If you don't regulate it, we get grog posting straight up child porn creates creatives getting laid off and media degrading. No, exactly, exactly. And that will happen. That will happen. It's already happened. I mean, in Korea, there was this whole massive deal about this app that was created simply to blackmail women and to like create videos of them doing like really inappropriate things and then sending it to these women so they would do what that person wants them to do. And it's like children everything as well. Like it was this massive, massive controversy. And that's like one of the things. Like it could be so dangerous. Why are we not regulating it? It's driving me insane. But obviously it is like kind of like a wildfire, I suppose. You can't really stop it anymore because it's everywhere. But surely there has to be a way to like stop it from being this bad. The problem is that it is affecting communities. I don't know if you guys know, but they're creating building plants in America to power AI. But started building plants in America to power AI, and it's soiling the water. People who live in those areas don't have. I have seen that. I have seen that. I have also seen that it's like up the bills as well in certain communities. Like all of a sudden their bills are like tripled or something, and they hadn't even been using that much. And it turned out that it's because they've got these AI companies close by, which shouldn't be a thing. I honestly think AI could be one of the greatest things in our lifetime, but we use it for nonsense and lollygag. It can be so useful. I agree. Like when I was still doing my bachelor's, we had, there's this huge thing about legal tech that is like growing and everything. Like it's becoming much more common to have like, this is really basic, but like having chatbots and everything on your legal website that does like really basic, stupid stuff. So you don't have to do that anymore and you can focus on more complicated cases, right? And invest more of your time in that. And I support stuff like that. That is not taking away jobs, it is simply making your job more defined and it helps you focus on the stuff that really matters. And I feel that's different. I agree that's really useful and it can really help. But it's the fact that it also can be used for such great evils that I hate it. When I was visiting my friend who just had a baby, she was showing me AI generated images of her kid aged up to various ages, and it was so uncanny. That's terrifying! Oh my god. I hate that. I hate that. First of all, that's a spoiler. You can't be doing that. But also, ew, I would never give AI pictures of my child. Who knows where that ends up? Fuck that. I will, when I ever have a child, I will never, ever, ever put pictures of my children on like anywhere. Because I know what happens to it. And I do not understand people that like post a million pictures of their children on like Facebook and stuff. Like, you don't know what is going to happen to that. It's terrifying. Don't do that. It's so, I hate it. Oh, so terrifying. Oh my God, I've seen those videos as well of like people using a picture that they have and then making AI make them move, like making them dance or something. It's terrifying because sometimes it does actually look real and that is so scary to me. I hate it. I just hate it because it's like, it's witchcraft. It's witchcraft. That's not real. Oh my God, no, no, no. you know? This burn it at the stake. Oh my God. But anyway. But if we have to keep building these facilities to keep AI running because we're using it for dumb stuff, then it will be an AI issue. I agree. I agree. It's just used for so many things now that we cannot contain it anymore. A lot of AI companies are just exploiting the gray areas in the law and sometimes clearly doing illegal stuff with zero repercussions. Yeah, I think it's also like I think the difficult thing with AI is as well is that it's evolved so fast that it's to the point that you can't really regulate it because it keeps changing. So I think people just don't know what to do. Like they don't know how to regulate or if it's even controllable at this point. There are smart solutions to these issues. The problem is that those are more expensive or take longer. Obviously, people don't want to do that. It was so weird too, like seeing a 4-year-old crumbled up in a baby pose. That's weird. That's terrifying. That is like nightmare fuel. They need to. You know what? You know what? I bet they're going to make an AI horror movie. I bet that's in the works. Where like I don't know, where your AI image like predicts your life or something and it actually happens. That's like the premise of a horror movie. Yeah. I bet that's gonna happen or it's already like happened. I don't know. I believe they already have several. They do. Oh my God, that's terrifying. Also, no, I don't know if you experienced this, but I have professors telling us to use AI for Oh, really? No. For me, the last education I had was the master, and they told us not to. They told us like you will get a 0 if you use ChatGPT because apparently it was this huge, huge issue that so many people were using ChatGPT, and they were like, if we see that you do, because they do like a whole scan and everything. If they notice it, you will get a 0. Hey, but I've heard from like multiple people, like Koopsie's dad, my dad, that have apparently been told to use AI at their work. So that is a thing. I think Koopsie's job in like infiltrated like an AI thing now as well that like gives him work instead of like his boss doing it. So stuff like that. So it seems to have integrated in like a million jobs already. Hey, let's watch Terminator 2 for movie night. Ooh, maybe. Scary. I've seen at least 3 horror movies. Give me the names. I'm curious. The only thing I can think of is maybe like Smile, but I wouldn't really say that's about AI. I also have to use AI sometimes. Yeah. Bosses at work are idiots, to be fair. Mine used to fucking Facebook Messenger for work communication. What? Do you not like have a work like app or anything or WhatsApp group or something? Let me look on Netflix. Hold on. I'm curious. I'm curious. Cause like actually that sounds like a horror movie. Like for real, for real. That sounds terrifying. Forcing us to use our private phones and private Facebook accounts for work. Yeah, that's weird. I don't like that either. I didn't even know my Facebook password anymore. I just happened to be logged in on my phone, but I actually forgot my password. So I've got if I ever get logged out of my phone, that's it. That's it. I've got no access to my account. Let's go. Have been wanting to delete my Facebook for like a million years, but I can't because I can't remember my password. Yeah. Forcing us, my stance on AI is basically the same as my stance on weed. It can be part of society and improve our lives. If we ban it completely, people find workarounds and it will be even more complicated. We need to regulate it, find clear boundaries, determine use, building of data centers, and how are we gonna meet climate goals. Hi, hello. Thank you for the rate. This is like the 3rd rate today. Oh my god. This is insane. I feel like lately we've gotten a lot of raids. I feel very honored. But hello, Wastes. How are you today? Welcome, welcome. What did you stream? Also, I still use Messenger to keep in touch with some people. Me too. Me too. There's some people I only have on Messenger. That's why I have it now. I went to delete it too, but I wanted to download 2 decades of data and pictures first. I actually did that. I actually did that. I deleted a bunch of things. That was actually I that was like a whole log of me saying like really cringy quotes. And I did not want random people to find that. So I deleted like loads of it, like loads and loads. Um it was yeah. I'm so glad that's gone. um but yeah, so I deleted a lot of that, but there's a bunch of pictures and stuff still on there. So I'd like to just delete all of it, to be honest, except my profile picture, just because I don't want people to have access to that, I guess. Like I barely have any pictures on my Instagram either. So yeah, I just the more like things evolve, the less I actually want my pictures to be out there because I feel like it's really, really scary that anyone can use that for like evil things. I mean, it's always been like dangerous, obviously, but it's now more than ever. I was just reading Frankenstein as well. I'm actually just past the part you're reading now. Oh, really? That's such a coincidence. Is this why you're here? Um, we are reading chapter 20 at the moment. Oh my God, how much further is it actually? It is a lot further. Oh my God, we're never gonna finish this. That's so long. We were never gonna finish this. Goodness. But how are you enjoying? Are you enjoying it? Are you liking it? It's a really good book. It's really enjoyable. I don't actually know how it ends because I know there's been a lot of the adaptations um of the book, but every one of them is kind of different. So I don't actually know how the book ends. I'm very glad to support someone's reading the story. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's not my first time reading it, but I still sincerely appreciate this tale. It is one of the best, I agree, yeah. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate it. We've just derailed completely from the book at the moment. We're debating AI because it came up, and now we're just lost in the sauce. Um, I don't remember the last time I used Messenger. It's basically all WhatsApp here in Germany. Oh, really? Would be great if WhatsApp had taken over here. I mean, it's still owned by Meta, but you don't need a Facebook account for it. That's nice. That's nice, at least. There's one called AFR Old. Wow, I've never heard of that. There's another one called Cam that I watched that's really scary and it's about streaming. Oh, I do think I know Cam. I do think I know Cam, yeah. I think I watched that. That sounds really familiar. It's not like scary, just creepy. Yeah, like disturbing. Still hate that Facebook has a ton of my private conversations, especially from when I was preteen. But can you not just delete that? Is that not, or do they actually keep it? Huh, AI is a monstrous creation and its creators refuse to take responsibility for it. That tracks for the story. You're actually completely correct. Yes, this is very applicable. I agree. Yeah, no, I was ranting how bad AI is and how much I hate it. And we're just debating like whether it's good or whether it's just inevitable or not. Yeah. Very difficult conversation. But the reason I brought it up, why did we bring it up? I think I was talking about my parents that keep looking at AI slob and like AI videos of like stupid things and they use AI to make like themselves into an elf and stuff. It's really stupid. I still need to use WhatsApp. It's the only real way to keep in touch with my family in real life. Yeah, same for me. I've got like my all my family groups on WhatsApp. But Messenger is mainly for friends. That's what I use Messenger for. Like I've got family chats on like both. So that's the only reason I still have it. Because obviously, since I don't live in the same country as my family anymore, I can't text them. So it has to be those. Yes. Very good. But what an interesting conversation, guys. I could rant about this all day. Maybe we should try to read a little bit more. I don't think we're gonna be able to finish it. Well, not the chapter anyway, because it's loads. Right. Several hours passed, and I remained near my window, gazing on the sea. It was almost motionless, for the winds were hushed, and all nature reposed under the eye of the quiet moon. A few fishing vessels alone specked the water, and now and then the gentle breeze wafted the sound of voices as the fishermen called to one another. I felt the silence, although I was hardly conscious of its extreme profundity, until my ear was suddenly arrested by the paddling of oars near the shore, and a person landed close to my house. Noah is AI, by the way. No, I'm not. That's so rude. That is so rude. My personality is entirely authentic. Thank you very much. I'm also pretty sure they're not allowed to store conversations, but we know how serious Facebook takes data security. Yeah, they don't. That's true. I wish I could tell my past self to not get Facebook, but it was a cool thing to do in high school. So I had no choice. I had to conform to social norms. Yes. Anyway, in a few minutes after, I heard the creaking of my door, as if some one endeavored to open it softly. I trembled from head to foot. I felt a presentiment of who it was and wished to rouse one of the peasants who dwelt in a cottage not far from mine. But I was overcome by the sensation of helplessness, so often felt in frightful dreams, when you in vain endeavor to fly from an impending danger, and was rooted to the spot. Presently, I heard the sound of footsteps along the passage. The door opened, and the wretch whom I dreaded appeared. Shutting the door, he approached me and said in a smothered voice, "You have destroyed the work which you began." What is it that you intend? Do you dare to break your promise? I have endured toil and misery. I left Switzerland with you. I crept along the shores of the Rhine, among its willow islands and over the summits of its hills. I have dwelt many months and heats of England and among the deserts of Scotland. I have endured incalculable fatigue and cold and hunger. Do you dare destroy my hopes? Begone! I do break my promise. Never will I create another like yourself, equal in deformity and wickedness. Slave, I before reasoned with you, but you have proved yourself unworthy of my condescension. Yes. Remember that I have power. You believe yourself miserable, but I make you so wretched that the light of day will be hateful to you. You are my creator, but I am your master. Obey. The hour of my irresolution is past, and the period of your power is arrived. Your threats cannot move me to do an act of wickedness, but they confirm me in a determination of not creating you a companion in vice. Shall I, in cool blood, set loose upon the earth a demon whose delight is in death and wretchedness? Begone! I am firm, and your words will only exasperate my rage. The monster saw my determination in my face and gnashed his teeth in the impotence of anger. Shall each man, cried he, find a wife for his bosom, and each beast have his mate, and I be alone? I had feelings of affection, and they were requited by detestation and scorn. Man, you may hate, but beware. Your hours will pass in dread and misery, and soon the bolt will fall which must ravish from you your happiness forever. Are you to be happy while I grovel in the intensity of my wretchedness? You can blast my other passions, but revenge remains. Revenge, henceforth, dearer than light or food. I may die, but first you, my tyrant and tormentor, shall curse the sun that gazes on your misery. Beware, for I am fearless and therefore powerful. I will watch with the willingness of a snake, that I may sting with his venom. Man, you shall repent of the injuries you inflict. Devil, seize, and do not poison the air with these sounds of malice. I have declared my resolution to you, and I am no coward to bend beneath words. Leave me. I am exorable. It is well. I go. But remember, I shall be with you on your wedding night. Oh my god. That's a bit intrusive. I started forward and exclaimed, Villain! Before you sign my death warrant, be sure that you are yourself safe. I would have seized him, but he eluded me and quitted the house with precipitation. In a few moments I saw him in his boat, which shot across the waters with an arrowy swiftness and was soon lost amidst the waves. All was again quiet, but his words rang in my ears. Hi, Noah, Happy New Year. Hi, Edo. How have you been? Hello. Happy New Year. How did you spend your New Year? I hope it went well. I'm a bit sick, so I'm still a bit coughing and my voice is still not the same, but I'm doing my best. I hope you had a good time. I just came back from. I've been alright, but what about you? I've been good. I came back from Belgium like a day ago. It was really nice to see my family. I did a bunch of fun things. I saw my friends. I went shopping a little bit. Ate lots of yummy food. And that's always really important. So I had a lot of fun. Yeah. But yeah, what have you been up to? I feel like I haven't talked to you in ages. Hey, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah, it's great. It's great. It's lovely. Um, yeah, it was a great time. I've actually been thinking of making some smeltebolle, which is like fried dough balls, myself. I don't know why, but I've been really, really craving them. It's like actually really bad. But I think they're like relatively difficult to make because I think you have to like let it rise because they do like taste a bit yeasty. So very interesting. Yes. But yeah, we're reading more Frankenstein today. We're like pretty far in the book. We've almost finished it at this point. We've got like 4 chapters left after this. What are they called again? Smoutable. Wait. Smoutable. But this is what I call them. I think it's a Flemish way of calling them, but this is what the Netherlands call them. But they're the same thing. They're just a different word for the same thing. But yeah, I don't know why we call them smoutable. I don't actually know what smouta means. Bolle just means like balls. So like the what the Netherlands call them is like just oil balls. Like they're fried dough balls basically, but we call them smoutable. But even in like Belgium, we call them oliebollen, but I don't because I think that's heresy. I will not go along with the Netherlands. No, no, no. The resistance. Yeah, true. It's been a while. I've been good. I had pretty chill holidays, hanging out with friends and family, and yeah, I've been gaming a lot. Nice. What have you been playing? But that's so good. That's the most important part of the holidays, isn't it? I'm so glad I got to do like all of it because I've not had this much holiday in like a while. So I was able to see Koopsie's family, but also see my family, which is like so amazing. It's so nice that I got to do that. So yeah. Wait, Belgium and Netherlands are different countries? Get out of here! There's the door, right there. Oh, looks like Mutsen. Ooh, what's Mutsen? Um, I'm so sad the Christmas markets are already gone. Otherwise, I would have stuffed my face even more, to be honest, because they were like, there were, oh, how are they called again? Kaisersmarren. It was Kaisersmarren. Um, also like I don't know, lots of like doughy things to be honest. There were like Smoutebolle, Kaisersmarren. There were Flemish for lard balls. Oh, I didn't know it was in lard. I swear it's just oil. No, it's really nice. It is generally really nice. It's just dough that you fry and then you like put icing sugar on it. Okay, so this is something I found out recently, right? But apparently the stuff that we put on smausebolle is called icing sugar here, but I cannot accept this because it doesn't taste the same at all. I literally had both of it within like a period of 2 weeks. And it does not taste the same. It does not. Like icing sugar is what you mix with water to make into icing for cupcakes. But when I look it up, it says it's the same, but it's not true. It is not true. It's just not. We call it powder sugar, basically. And it's this. I think you guys know it as well, but like, it's this, right? It's like this powdery sugar. And it's usually in this like cylinder bottle. So that you can like, you know, sieve it basically from the bottle. But they call it icing sugar here. It's so confusing because it doesn't icing sugar on its own without the water doesn't taste like anything. It doesn't taste like anything. It can't be the same. Right, powdered sugar is what you use to make. No, you don't mix this. This bottle is specifically for putting on food. Like it's ready. You don't make it into icing. It's different. It's so frustrating. It's not the same. I've tasted both, and they're not the same. See, this is what it looks like. You put it on there. You put it on there. It's not an icing. It's sugar. Look, smile the bolla. Smile the bolla. Powdered sugar is granulated sugar that's been ground down into powdered sugar. It makes sense. But if you make icing, would you use it? No, you don't. I have never, ever, ever, ever used it for that. Ever. It is different. I just, no. It can't be the same. I just can't accept it. No! It doesn't taste the same. When I got a panettone for Christmas, I put icing sugar on it, and it did not taste right. It did not taste right. Either icing sugar in England is just not good, or it's different. And it just cannot. I've had both. It does not taste the same. It does not taste the same. Like, am I going into like a single delusion? Have you ever made icing? I fucking hate icing. Yeah, that's true. But I have made icing before with icing sugar because it's called icing. Yeah, I don't know. It's confusing. I don't know if I've seen icing sugar in big packs like that. No, but it's like, see, like here they make it into, but it's just not right. It's just not right because it's in the cylinder pot, so you can use it as it is. So it's so confusing for me personally. Because I promise you, it did not taste the same. Like, this is crazy, right? But I almost brought this pack with me to England because I'm like so fed into my delusion that this is not the same that I almost brought it with me. But then I was scared that they were gonna think I had cocaine with me. So that's why I didn't bring it. Oh my god, I'm fucking dying. Are you confusing it with vanilla sugar? No! This is powdered sugar. This is when you put in shit. Powdered sugar, also called confectioner's sugar and icing sugar, is a finely... No, I don't care what you say. It's not the same. The English one and the Belgian one are different. Powdered sugar is way better than icing. I agree. No, that's not what I'm saying. I've had both, and it doesn't taste right. It doesn't taste right in England. I don't know why. I don't actually know which one I've used. This one. This brand. I recognize this brand. Silver Spoon. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. This one. Bad. It's fine for icing, but I don't like icing anyway. But we've got it. But this is what we used, and it was not nice. I feel like there was no taste to it. There was no taste to it when it was just powdered. It was just, I can't explain it. It's not the same. It's not the same. I'm going crazy.
I'm dead.
The level of gaslighting I'm like having in this country is insane. Like the bread is not the same, the sugar is not the same, the chocolate is not the same. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing to the food, but it's not the same. And every time I go back to Belgium, I'm like, this is it. This is it. And then I come back and I'm like, no, it's wrong again. It's the same with something else. It's the same with bolognese sauce in pots. It tastes what's wrong here. I don't know what they do with it. What do they do? Why is it different? I don't know. Oh, she's nuts. I'm going nuts. You typically read what is in the products. No, I know, but I bet it's gonna say it's exactly the same when it's not. I don't know what it is, guys. I genuinely do not. Uh, Noah is the best streamer of all time, and we should get her into the streamer awards. No, I would never get accepted. I'm like not big enough for that. But thank you. I do appreciate that. Dude, we're not gonna make it, guys. I've gone on a tangent. I'm afraid we're lost now. Damn, I need to visit Europe. There's so much good food there. I agree, Wastes. Where are you from if you're not from Europe? Sorry, I saw your message and I never replied, but I actually really want to know where you're from. Um, but yes, European food is great. Great, great, great. As you heard, I am from Belgium. I wouldn't say Belgium is like known for specifically like a lot of things. Especially because a lot of the things in Belgium are from somewhere else. Like I had this like whole argument with my dad that vol au vent is not Belgian, and he was like livid. He was like, "How dare you?" Um, but I think it is actually genuinely French. Um, you got good fries and coffee. Coffee, really? Belgium is fairly well known for their, yeah, waffles and fries, sure. Like, but I mean like dishes, you know? Waffles 100%, fries 100%. Also chocolate. There are no better chocolates than Belgium. Okay? I have yet to be been proven wrong. Definitely not England. They can't make chocolates, guys. I don't know what they put in this shit, but it's not right. Okay? Cadbury, get out of here. Okay? Rubbish. Terry orange shit, get out of here. Rubbish. Rubbish, rubbish, rubbish. Put it with the bins. I said my piece. I did. I said my piece. It is rubbish. I'm very passionate about food. I don't know if you've noticed. That brand has anti-caking agent in it, but otherwise it's just finely ground sugar. Maybe it's the anti-caking agent. I don't know. Belgium is known for women who are nuts. Well, I don't know about other women, but I guess me, but I don't like represent everyone else. I bet Belgians put icing sugar on their fries. No, we don't. I do put it on like a lot of things though. I put it on my waffle, on my smoothball, on Kaiserschmarrn, pancakes. It just belongs on a lot of things, you know? I don't know, I feel like people go to when it comes to chocolate is Switzerland. Um, sorry, I don't agree. But then again, it's been a while since I've had Switzerland chocolate. So I suppose I will wait before I decide. They put a little cocaine in our American chocolate to make it addicting. Nice. I've heard that American chocolate is terrible. Care to comment? Actually, my opinion, my opinion on American chocolate was based on Tony Chocolonely, which I, for the longest time, was convinced that it was that I was convinced that it was American, and then it turned out that it's from Holland. But the reason I thought it was American is because it is always sold among American candy. So it's kind of represented as, oh, it's American, but it's not. Tony Chocolonely is like this. Why does no one else ever know what it is? It's this chocolate brand that is fucking vile. Sorry. It's really not nice. I don't, sorry, I've like got a lot of opinions, okay? It's really gross. Anyway, I thought that was American, so I was like, Wow. American chocolate is rubbish. And then it was just like not American. So I actually don't know if American chocolate is nice, but I've heard it's not nice. I know it. I've had it a few times. It's fine. Nah. There's better chocolate. Nah. Aren't Ferrero Rochers Italian? Who is talking about Ferrero Rocher? Da, 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 da. Was are like Toblerones Swiss? Is that from Switzerland? Toblerones? I like those. It's been ages since I've had one actually. I remember when I was a child, to we would go to, a hotel, and in the mini fridge there was always a Toblerone, and I would always take it. I just could not resist. That is like my best memory of Toblerones, just having it in a hotel. Like that was the only time I would ever have Toblerones, but they were amazing. Toblerones are kind of gross. I disagree. They're really nice. Yes, and Ferrera is a strong contender for first place. Oh, they used to put cocaine in soda to make people want more all the time. I know this. I knew this, yes. Apparently, I found this out like semi recently as well. There are different types of Cokes. Like you've got American and you've got Mexican. And apparently the Coca-Cola that we have in Europe is Mexican. I think that's what I read somewhere. Yes. Which I thought was interesting because I didn't even know there was a difference. Hey. Um, but yeah, guys, I'm not big on chocolate to be frank. That's shocking. To be fair, I've also got a friend in Belgium that doesn't like chocolate either. That is crazy. That is crazy. Honestly, I don't understand people that don't like chocolate. But then again, there's a lot of things I don't like that people do like, so that's fair. I respect you. I respect your opinion. I'm shocked because it's really nice, but like I respect you. Yeah. You're entitled to your own opinion. Well, guys, um, I think we should end the stream. You've distracted me long enough. We don't have Mexican cola. US Coke is made with corn. The rest of the world is with cane sugar. Americans call it Mexican Coke because it's the easiest cane sugar Coke to get there. Well, there you go. It's Mexican. Case closed. Anyway, um, um, thank you everyone for joining. Oh my God, it was very lovely to see you again. Very lovely indeed. We didn't finish the chapter, which is very, very frustrating. So I'm going to copy one of the lines that we're at right now, just so I can like go back to it later more easily. Because otherwise I'm gonna completely lose where we were. Good yapping, Sish. Thank you for the stream. No problem. So lovely to see y'all. Yeah. Um, You are all very lovely. I'm so glad to be back. Now I will be back in like for a long time, so don't worry, I won't be disappearing again for a while. Um, Now that I've finally updated my PC after like a million years, it does open a lot of more doors of like what games I can play. I've got a lot in mind, so there's definitely a lot that I can play, like Stellar Blade and Claire Obscure, The Witcher, Horizon Zero Dawn. Like that's so much that I can play. So I'm very, very excited for the games we can play. Also, I updated the Minecraft server to the latest version, so Thursday Minecraft stream. I will consider it. I will think about it. I will see. I will see. I was not sure what I'm gonna. I honestly, it depends on how I feel on Thursday. We shall see. But if it's very good that you updated. Very happy to hear this. Thank you for stream as always. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Very nice to meet some of you as well. But yeah, thank you for being here. Eat enough, sleep enough, all that very important. If you don't, I will be in your walls. I'm not a rat. Thank you. um, But I will see you very soon. Thank you for joining. I will see you on Tuesday for some Oblivion Remastered. It's been a while. Hooray. Also, don't worry, I'm still working on the Elder Scroll PowerPoint. It is currently at 500 slides, so I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's coming along. I promise. I promise. But yeah, we will get there eventually. But yeah, the epic lore stream of 500